commercial, so I'll be right back. Enjoy the weird vibey music in the background and the ear bleed of the intro of the game.
Lone Syndicate said, man, gonna start stream, then leave. How unprofessional.
Boo. Also, fuck you. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm going to start the stream and leave. I feel like it's better to start the stream, that way people are in the hangout thing. They know we're happening. We're not like delayed. I've always hit my like 3 p.m. mark. So if I don't, I imagine people start saying, is something happening? Is something wrong? What's going on? So I'm like, it better be here just generally in the whole vibe. Just to be here, kind of. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. We're on blue lights. Let's go with a nice whitish, pinkish light type thing. Also, I did turn down my microphone just a touch, so I might need to increase it because I did think you guys preferred me being ear-bleedingly loud. So let me increase it. So I'm just going to go on a long, unending sentence that's probably annoying, and okay. That's about it. Good. All right. Also, I have not played this game at all. I've probably played a whopping, staggering 3 hours of game time this week. Nothing. Well, I shouldn't say, that's counting the few streams, which is a little more, because we streamed for like 2 or 3 hours. So it was, never mind. I'm wilding. It's not that bad. But I haven't touched this game in a hot minute, and I miss it. It was just like the best hangout kind of vibey stream, and our game to play in the background. And I still had yet to get my special grenade. So that's what we're going to be trying to do today, which I know, exhilarating, fascinating, all those things. And not just kind of, whatever. Just kind of a little bit whatever type thing. Also, what happened in the chat when I was gone? How goes it, my main? Says Cat. I am good, my dude. I'm a little under the weather, which is shitty. The Grim. What's up, Grin? Says Lone. Lone, I seen that leak you showed in the ZZZ's tab. They going full Looney Tunes and or furry. Well, they already went full furry, but this is, yes, more of that. We are currently truly balling now that the stream has started. Balling? Balling. I think that means he owes us money? Excuse me? What is good, Borderlands 4? More like Borderlands Forever since we've played. Ew. I hate and love those things dearly. But, alas, there were patches and updates and synergy stuff. Wait. Let's see, why is my controller not working? How are the mods still working? Do we see legendaries all the time? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. One of the mod is broken. Never mind, the mod is working. The mod is, it's working. It just kind of fighting me a little bit. I don't know why that was the thing. There we go. About to say, what the F is going on? Do I go install another thing? Oh man, I should really make sure all of my controls are uniform across every game, like Melee. And instead I'm, doing weird shit. We're just looking for a grenade, my guy. Homing, no. Apparently the grenades did get some adjustments, but I don't know, so many patches have happened in the last time we played. I do know weapons kind of got reoriented in a little bit of a way. But yes, we're mainly just trying to find a grenade. Man, the movement in this game is so good, especially playing Outer Worlds, which is still good. Outer Worlds is a good game, movement. But this gameplay this is what if we just optimize for maximum fun? So you're just zipping. I can't even wait until mods get even crazier when you get even more. I think actually Bolty has them like that, or something. One of them have one of the people playing this game, Fluff or Bolty, have one of those mods where you just out here zipping around. Wait a minute. Let's sell our shit so we can have more space. I love it, dude. The background mind be like, oh, this. Also, can we do a quick aside real quick? Check this shit out, man. I don't know if this is going to resonate with anybody, but hey, let's check this out.
Grin, did you see all the leaks I sent to
I've seen some of them. I've seen some of them. Perhaps. Well, let's just check this out first. Did you guys know that there was a VR turtle game thing going on? I did not. Apparently, this looks like a pretty cool vibe. Yeah, it's PC, so that's cool. But like a shell-shaded vibe, it looks neat. Normally, I would not be into this, but because I was supposed to get Jesus. How are you, Jesus? I'm gonna call you Deez. Deez says they talk about this channel in game. It's a mobile one.
Ragnate said, "Hi there, Grin. Just wanted to say hi before I go to take a nap because I had to get up early to help my dad move stuff around."
Ooh, good job being a fantastic son, man. Also, enjoy your rest. But I appreciate you popping in here. I hope I can see you on Thursday. I think we will be doing dispatch. Bolty came in here yesterday, and I think that's what he was asked for. It never really dawned on me like that we could just do that. It's always hard when someone like asks you something and you're like your brain's like completely spent because you're like, I don't want to think about anything right now. But I think we should be able to do that next week. It should be fun, especially if we chip away at it. That and Outer Worlds. Be a good time, unless there's some other big event happening that I'm not sure about, like a giant update or something from one of the games we play. But it looks pretty cool. What do you call it? We don't really see gameplay, but we kind of see gameplay for this Ninja Turtle VR game type of situation. You gotta eat some cardboard thin ass pizza. They do show like actual fighting. This is kind of cool though. Spaghetti arms.
Catman11234 said you down for a Tuesday talk.
No,
good if not.
No, probably not. And also, probably the next, well, not next Tuesday's talk, we probably won't have, but I think next, like, so I need 1 week to catch up on all the stuff that I kind of, it's kind of hard to describe, but like, because we stream for like 4 hours, that's a huge block of time, and I wish I had like the brain to just flip back. Like, I've tried my best, like, after we're done streaming, like, okay, trying to be productive, and then I'll flip back, and I'll be like, just really not that great. Like, my brain's already kind of like, because in some ways spent, because I'm like trying to have the best time possible, which usually expends all your dopamine, which is all your drive chemical. At least that's the way it feels for me internally. So I think unless Fluff has a different has something coming up on Tuesday, but how it's probably going to work is this upcoming Tuesday I need off because I just need to like dedicate to like getting shit back in order so I can like make more ground. And then next week I think it's probably Fluff. We're gonna do a podcast with him, and then the next week after that, the hope is to do Cat and to alternate like that. I think it'd be a good time, just so you guys don't get sick of me, as well as just so I can also have time to like get this stuff done, because like it sounds hard to describe, but like I love streaming and I don't want to ever stop doing it. But it is such a like, even though we don't do it for that long, like I think people would be surprised at like 4 hours of like high energy, how much that will zap like some drive, I guess is the way I phrase it. Because it's not like you're not having a great time. It's just like after you're done, you're like, wow, that was I felt like I just ran a little bit like there. At least that's for me. But I also think it's because I try, like when I think about streaming, I think about like what is the best amount of fun or the highest amount of fun I can have while we're streaming. So I don't try to be like, hey guys, you want to like look at some memes? Like I don't like vibe. I go.
11,234 said happy we managed to keep it down to 2 last time.
Yes, yeah, that helps. Yeah.
How you work out late at night after? I feel like I want to sleep.
Yeah. No, for me, that's the thing that's always nice, Kat. Like for me, that's easy. The exercise thing is because like that's the best way I can describe it. Like mentally, after I'm done streaming, I oftentimes feel like very like like I'm. And I think it's because, like, especially now that you're streaming, Kat, and, like, Fluff is also streaming, you guys have a better gauge of, like, it's kind of a lot to juggle. Like, it's a lot of mental load where, like, you're trying to play a game and not be terrible. You're supposed to pursue something in the video game so that people have some sort of vested interest in the goal. And you're supposed to be, like, coming up with things to say and also just really fully trying to take in everything that's happening in the chat. Some people have probably better proclivity to it than others. But for me, it's a lot of mental load. So, like, when I end my stream and all I have to worry about is just, like, doing a motion, like, physical exercise, it's super easy. When I'm, like, finished the stream, then I'm like, okay, now to try to think about like a complex script for this thing I'm writing, or this like go through the bullet points of like how a person would basically buy something and all these variables. So like that to me is like you need a lot of like drive to push through it, I guess. At least for me. Again, at least I shouldn't say at least for me. At least for me right now. I think when you eventually develop the skill of all those things, it just becomes easy. Also, D says, let's see, it's a mobile one Arco 2X, but nothing to do with Borderlands this game is. Yeah, man, Borderlands is amazing. I'm so happy to be back. What do you call it? Well, we're gonna be back for a small amount of time. Like, I do want to get back, and like I do like this game being our like everything game. Like just a really. Also, I just love this build. Frankly, I also like Amon's build with like ordnance, with the big guns, I should say, not just normal ordnance. But yes. Also, apparently there's a better version of this build, which seems crazy. But like apparently it has to do with like a weapon element
Lone
leeching.
Syndicate said currently doing solo raid in Nikkei, so Imma be MIA for a bit.
Got it. Get after it. Play well. You got this. Got it in the bag. Also, side thing, I'm still falling down the absolute rabbit hole of watching every... At this point, I feel like I'm going crazy because I literally am just watching... Like, it's definitely taken my obsessive part of my brain because I am just watching people say the same thing about the Steam frame on repeat. Okay? They're adding nothing to the conversation. It's just information we already know, and I'm still like, gotta watch it. Gotta watch the video, and we're still 2 months out, dude. 3 months out. Actually, no, we're way more than that. We're way more than that because we still have, like, one month and a half of this year. And then we have a whole other thing. Too much. I need to just, yeah. Oh, I forgot we have this. There we go. Now we can throw more grenades and also take a knee, unfortunately. Also, they still haven't fixed a lot of Rafa's skills, and we're about like 3 months in, so I do find that to be a little bit of like a thing. Can we not kill him? Oh, okay. Okay, I just didn't want to lose half of our gear. Hey, little man with the little turrets, stop it. Alrighty. Oh, we got a waterfall.
Catman,
Ah!
11,234.
It's a singularity.
Saw a manga recap where the premise was colors decided rank, and the MC get tossed.
And he's racist, has the most rage bait thumbnail ever.
Here's a voice go, wanna go ape shit?
That's so funny. I seen the exact same video, Cat, which because it has such a fucking bonkers thumbnail, which is like what do you call it? It's basically like this MC's superpower is that he's racist, and essentially like they're in a post-apocalyptic world. A bunch of ink monsters are born, and then everyone gets like cool neon colored hair, and they get powers associated with that color. The main MC is a white guy, just like he's like has no color. He's like pale, his hair's pale, everything's pale, his eyes are no eye color, all that stuff. But then he ends up basically like scrambling to survive in this world. It's a post-apocalyptic like junkyard town, and then he ends up finding like this little wispy black thing that's like a monster, like the ink monsters, except this one's somehow sentient and nice to him, and like a pet. So then this guy is basically like one of the colored. This is why the short was named Racism, is because one of the colored folk, which is horrible, but in the manga, it's literally like a douchebag with yellow hair or something. He grabs the main MC. I'm just gonna drop him in like a vat of like colors, which is like poison. It's like just black tar because they threw all the colors in there, and that's what like I think that's how they're killing them, and all the colors mixed together to create like a black sludge. I think that's what it is. Anyways, the reason why they're killing him, the kid who's like just a nobody, who's like a homeless guy, is because his pet is sentient, and they want to like take his pet. So he gets chucked in the fucking vat of like oil essentially, and the voice basically tells him to like reclaim your rightful color essentially, and he comes out of the case, and guess what, guys? The fully white, like white, all of everything white becomes a black man. It becomes a black version, not a black man, but like all void. Void is a better way to put it. He's like the darkest shade of black, basically. But it was such a brutal short that I watched. It was basically like that. Maybe we're not watching the same thing, Kat, because I watched a short that recapped all this. You probably watched a full like 40-minute video. But the short knew exactly how to light the comments on fire, because everyone was just like, this is the most unhinged voiceover I've heard in a while. But yeah, really cool premise. It's funny. I mean, I don't have the time to like watch those as much anymore. I have like 4 saved, and I'm like, I gotta chip away at these. But what do you call it? I still enjoy seeing stuff like that, especially now that like they're in short form content, so you can kind of get after it. That's worth keeping, I think. Poppity poopity. Ooh, a crank thing with crank fires SMG, deals 200 damage, rocket swords targets. I actually don't even know if I have one of those. Also, yeah, the one event seemed like everybody hated the whole like festival Halloween-y event. People were not pleased, and I thought people were hoping that they would buff at least the grenades so that people who did get it were like, well, huzzah! But they did not. Or so they did. They did. It's just shit. It's just not a very good upgrade. Cryo damage and gun critical hit chance. Melee. Scorch as it activates it. Yeah, maybe. That is worth a bank at the very least. Once again, we are just in the process of trying to find the one thing. A grenade, a waterfall grenade. Honestly, at this point, I could just kill everything and, like, just not look at it. Because I don't think I just don't want to, like, have to, like, all this farming and then you possibly, like, overlook something that could be good on another character. Although a lot of the other stuff seems very specific. Like, when you see a lot of endgame builds, where are you?
Catman11234 said, speaking of cranking, one of my fave memes is gibberish in another language since I can't understand it, followed by perfect English brain rot. German, cranking my shit, German.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's universal. That's universal language. Can we not? Can we, like, just hit the button? Because that looks like my type of grenade. This is driving me nuts. Also, I keep seeing Gambit gameplay, and I'm like, ah, shit. Something about Marvel Rivals, like, to me, it just, I fall down the rabbit hole too often. No, okay, we're fucked. Watch that be the grenade that we're looking for. It's the grenade of our dreams. And yet, Garbo. A class mod for our boy. Actually, that might be good. Or is it a buzzsaw? If it's a buzzsaw, then never mind. Dude, I farmed this game so much. Even though I haven't played for such a long time, it's still in my fucking head, you know? Critical hits, melee bonus, damage on half. No. Although I don't think that's bad. We do like things that are fire-based. I thought I'd grab that, but I guess not. See, this is the one gun that I wish they made
friendly
better.
Reminder that if you are looking for dedicated drops, you should run the purple version of the mod.
Well, I tested this, Bolty. In my experience, that was not a good idea. Like Fluff said the same thing, where like if you wanted designated drops, you should just go to the and maybe it only applies to this specific shitty situation where, like, the boss that I farm is the boss that has the 3 immune phases. So the time it takes to kill him, like, I basically what I did is I switched it to what is it called? To the purple drop mode.
11,234 said, I'd love a game mode called Lore Accurate, where they remove most of the limits on ability cooldowns and increase health to absurd degrees and attack size and speed.
Oh, I've
like Smite's 80% Bonanza mode.
Yeah, and Rivals. I was gonna say, well, I think you can kind of simulate some of that by going into the training arena and just turning on your cooldowns to instantly resetting, and you kind of get to see who has, like, the most broken stuff. But anyways, back to what Bully was saying real quick, so I don't forget. I tried using the mod that makes it so that you drop more all purples, but the issue with that is that the guy that we farm takes such a long time to farm anyway. And also he has like 5 things that he can drop that are legendaries. So I think maybe it's not 5, maybe it's like 4. That he can drop that are legendaries, that every single time I tried to kill him, I basically averaged like I think I farmed for like 2 hours once and got nothing. It kept giving me every other legendary that drops for that. For me, the best return was this. Just like killing a shit ton of enemies, having a bunch of legendaries drop, and then like basically I got like 2 or 3 I average, like, for an hour, I get like 2 or 3 waterfalls in this scattered in this whole thing. Also, this is how I did it. I forgot. This is the way that I did it last time. Was I just pick everything up and then I look through my inventory, which is much more faster. I forgot. That is my bad. And also, if I ever get sick and tired of this and I just wanted to farm this even faster, I would just what do you call it? Go and sort by a vendor and go to my backpack and then just sell everything else. The issue is also, sorry, the other reason why this is efficient, I think, is because there's going to be some give eventually. Like maybe I want to build it a certain character, so like Amon, if I got like a really powerful ordnate weapon, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is really interesting to actually pursue, or like keep, I should say. But now we basically, I still wish they fixed this like lack of an image type of thing, because they don't, and it's very annoying. Not what we want. Not what we want. Also, yeah, we sorted by recent good. I think everything else we scanned through and we checked out. This is the only waterfall thing that we got, which might... No, I think I tried these. The waterfalls that are singularities are just not very good. Then we could sell all of it. I should actually have more space, so I'm going to chuck some stuff I'm just carrying. Also, Multi, we might do a dispatch playthrough on Thursday. I think there's good odds. I want to do it. It's just like, can this perfectly line up? I think so, probably. Hopefully. We have the guns for legs one. We have this one, which is a crank one, which is fun. but we don't need to keep it, so we'll just put that on that. Put that in the bank. Taser is pretty good. The Merv is good for this one, but we don't need to keep it. We don't need to keep that. Do we have 2 tasers? Throw, gun on reload, explosive TDR bullet thing. Fire is more pertinent than that one. Gun throws and becomes a Merv, which is kind of cool, honestly. This is the shotgun masher pistol that I have. So it's also pretty good. There's so many good things, man. Becomes 2 guns, the Whiskey Foxtrot thing. This one's also good because it's fire-based. This is, we can probably put that away. The Kickballer I keep because of the beam action. This one I just want to throw because, no thank you.
Lone Syndicate said, all right, Grin. I'm done.
Oh, did you win? Did you win? Did you
I have
crush
gotten
it?
some new Nikes, and I want to show them off.
Oh, shit. All right. Hit me with it.
Catman 11234 said also, adding code geese to my list. Saw someone post, anime is hard to get back into after not watching it for a while. And I agree, you have to make time for it.
Absolutely. What do you call it? Also, Code Geass is a solid show. Just don't watch the sequel. It doesn't have a second season. That's a lie. It's fake. Now, actually, the reality is that it doesn't have a second season, like, genuinely, because the designers basically said, this is an alternative dimension, but takes place exactly after. Anyways, yeah. Weird shit. Weird shit be weird, you know? Bank that. Throw guns with legs. I think I already have one that does that. Cranking gun. Oh, good. Now, all of that can be sent to the bank. Sent to the bank. What is V on my thing again? That's not that new. Also, we have some cool guns I actually forgot we even had. Like, there was one that is it this? Yeah, it's that. It's a TK Baja thing. Sure. We'll do that. Good old shotgun. So now we should be able to pick up more guns.
Catman 11234 said Armored Core 6 got me sucked into big robots, so I am starting the Gundam Universal Century as well. But wow, there's so much.
Oh, dude, I have a gun. I have a, like, actually, it's one of, like, to me, the most underrated animes ever. It's very good.
McFlufferkin said Purple Loot Luck is indeed better for dedicated drops, but in this case, the Uber Luck allows more variety and flexibility, but the trade-off is no real guarantees.
Yeah, well, to me, you're not guaranteed with the other one either. You know, like that's the thing that to me was surprising. Like when I did this for like 2 hours. I farmed the one boss with purple luck for 2 hours, got nothing, and I've never had it that bad where I got nothing. Versus coming here and getting, I got like a handful of purples, and I've continued to do that. And it's my average. It's about like an hour, 2 hours. I'm able to get usually like 1 or 2. Or maybe even 3 sometimes, waterfalls. And to me, it kind of makes sense. And like, it makes sense if you dedicate a drop that you're farming only has like 2 drops. But I think that guy that we're farming has like 2 or 3 or 4, I think, because he just kept giving me the other one. And maybe, yeah, I guess maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe if it's like, I could see a percentage or like a thing that you did if eventually that it would make sense. But like to me, for that small bit of variability where you're getting that consistent drop, I feel like the fact that you're also able to possibly get other drops from this method is because it's like eventually, like at some point, when does volume beat the increased percentage chance of you getting the thing you do? And I think this is a great example of volume kind of being king. Or not, maybe not king, but like this is the scale pushed way, way more in the direction of like flipping the coins thousands of times, you know? But again, I think if you like certain criteria were different, like the main person that was dropping stuff was easy to kill, and also, what's the other one? Only had a few drops for that person because again, I got really unlucky that one like at 2 hours.
11,234
I just like very little legendaries with the purple.
Tell me your cool Gundam anime recommend, brother. Face orange biting.
That's tough. I've never been able to like completely snipe what it's called. I'll have to give it to you after stream if you pester me about it. But it's one of like it's a solid underrated anime that happens to be in the anime space. Definitely a little odd. It's like a very weirdly like older show that ended up getting like made into an anime, but like references to like old comic books and stuff like that. But like, so if I eventually find the name, I think it's called like Tensei or something like that. It's basically got this kid with like a ponytail and a rat tail. Like if anyone remembers that anime that's mecha, it's that, you know?
McFlufferkin said, point being, that Uber Loot Luck is better if you're just farming en masse. but specific bosses are more consistent with purple luck, as the pool of legendaries can override the dedicated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, I 100% understand that. But for me, I guess that's the better way to phrase it. Like, for me, if, and I think this is kind of maybe true. I don't know. I guess I haven't tested that part. I should just stick with what I've tested and tried, and that's kind of why I believe what I believe with this method of the waterfall. Is just that when it comes to like volume, like if you're able to like flip the coin 1,000 times, and then in like 2 hours you're able to just generate like 1,000 units of possibilities, versus someone who's able to do the same thing and maybe generate 50, like that, just the level of volume that you get, I think is like, it gives you a much better chance at even getting the random one, even if the loot pool is bigger. Maybe again, this could be like, this is the whole thing of like, my experience could be not the experience because we're dealing with percentages, and maybe I just got really unlucky for 2 hours. But I guess this method is working for me. That's why I don't really feel like I should change it. But I understand putting that information out there. So if people do want to make a different judgment call, like these two options are variables you need to consider, that kind of stuff. Shrapnel cannon. Oh yeah, this also. Oh no, not this one. There's the thing that's like a Bonnie and Clyde gun that got buffed pretty good apparently, and people say that it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde, this one. Apparently does a lot more damage now, which is cool. Affinity grants affinity. I'm mainly looking. Yeah, no, none of those are what I want. Sell. Wow. I do wonder.
Flufferkin said.
What's up?
So purple luck is a red light. Uber is green, so how many times are you going to play this dice game?
What do you mean? What do you mean? So purple luck is red. Uber is green. And how many times? Oh, it's I see. It's a reference to the thing. It's reference to my. I see. I almost went right over my head. It's a reference to the dice roll analogy that I always talk about. So wait, the purple luck is the red light. The green Uber is green luck, green light. Oh, I guess, and then this is the analogy of like, theoretically we're rolling the dice in me like really, really fast. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. That adds up. That's funny. Also, what do you call it, Fluff? Are you interested in the cartoony ass ZZZ character apparently coming down the pipeline? Because she does look very strange. Also, I thought I seen something the other day that was like very. Oh yeah, oh dude. You know what? Ever since I'm sure you guys have seen it, but it's like there's like a group out there that's like D&D oriented. And they like just are like the king of shorts. Like they have like a weird animator that's just so good at making like D&D silly videos of their stuff. One of them is like Chuckles. There's like a dude who just like laughs his ass off and hacks like crazy every single time he laughs. Well, in there they have this like thing where the guy refers to like a meme which is like, I'm not a furry, but and it's just that where like a person basically says something, I'm not gay, but, and then it's the most gay thing you ever heard in your life. Also, thank you so much, Kat. It's huge. Well, give me 1 second. I want to finish my train of thought just so I forget. But what do you call it? I just seen in Marvel Rivals the new not Hela. What's her fucking name? The fucking muscle mommy. What's her name? I can't think of it. Goddamn lady. Viking goddess person. Her. What do you call it? I just seen one of her new skins, and dude, she looks so fucking cool. I know Bolty's answer, but I feel like most people could see and be like, and I just think of that. I'm not a furry, but. Also, shit, I need to. Oh, I do have that activated. Never mind. This. Also, I probably should use my actual main gun. There we go. This. So that may not be the best for damage. Damn. Go, gun! Shoot! Shoot those waves! Wow, you guys suck.
McFlufferkin said, not really interested in Zhao or Sheng Guang, as I'll barely have enough for Banyu, let alone the idols to hopefully debut after.
That is true.
I am happy to see Zhao is S-rank ice defense. Funny and cute anims.
Yeah, the movement animations are great. Also, let me see what Kat said. Kat said, same frame is anti the dice turn to 800. What? Steam frame isn't insanity. I see, insanity. I got you. There was a gap in there. Probably some insanity. The dice will turn to 800. That's what people are saying, man. Like I made a video the other day. I don't know if you guys checked it out, but I made a video talking about the Steam frame, which if you've seen it here, you kind of get some of my thoughts already. But I was, yeah, it's one of the things that, like, I wish I would have leaned more into saying, like, guys, I do think it is a very, very, very copium take that people are saying this thing is going to be $600. Like, if it would, then like, the thing, that, like, people have an idealized version of Steam often, like, they're going to fucking do it all, and not realize they're, like, a somewhat small team. Like, even though they have a lot of money, they still don't invest in, like, big-ass teams, which maybe is actually better. But yeah, I just have a feeling that I'm like, that's almost, like, I would bet more that it's going to be, like, closer to 800. Like, to me, the price tag that to me seemed the most fair was, like, 750. That way it's like kind of right in the middle of 600 and, you know, but it's still kind of close to 80. If it is 999 or 90, that's like, I kind of get people's like annoyance with it a little bit because, well, I think people think about it in the wrong way too. Like, I think a lot of people see it as like, but why would you buy this when you could just buy a Quest? Well, because Quest is the problem for everybody. That's the main thing. Like, the reason why is because it's not a Quest. It's not because there is another option that is the Quest. It's because people are so fucking sick and tired of all this that there is wanting to be bailed out, you know? Recent, that. Also, this is amazing. My HUD is finally being, like, I'm able to scan through everything and see it, which is rare. I thought that was bugged, but now it seems like they've made it a lot more balanced. Oh! Wait! Spawns a second grenade mid-flight, spawns an additional grenade mid-flight as well. I'll play with it. I don't think it's going to be good, but I'll play with it. I'm going to throw up as well in my mouth just now. Jesus Christ. It's shield. It's another type of grenade.
Catman11234 said leaving the Quest ecosystem so I don't need a meta account anymore, good lord.
Yes!
Also, this damn link cable can go to hell.
Yes. For me, the link cable, that's the only thing that I think about sometimes, Kat, where I'm like, I still wish they would have somehow magicked the all games universal foveated rendering application rather than like I do like the cordless. I hope that's not impossible. Like, I hope it is possible for Steam to make like a layering system where you're only rendering what you're looking at
Lone
across
Syndicate
every game,
said,
you know?
All right, sent.
Oh, these are the Nikkeis? All right, let me scan through my stuff and then we'll check it out. Because this is something I need to quickly do. That's cryo. That's somewhat interesting. Throw gun has legs when he shoots. Underbarrel tracking dart. No. I already have one with guns with legs. That's why I say no. Disco one I think is one of the worst grenades in the game. Or is that the one? There's one that like it's like a mine. That's terrible. I get one more charge on it. Nope. Actually, no. Also, I hate that all the buffs that they gave Amon, his best class mods are still not legendary ones. Like, I do think that's, like, just annoying, you know? And I don't think there's, like, any build I've seen he be able to use that's
Catman
like that.
11,234 said if it wasn't cordless, I'd buy an Index instead if I wanted to upgrade. I think Index is cordless.
No, it's not. No.
How far do you think the range will be for the Wi-Fi streaming?
Index is like, I think we're thinking about the wrong thing. Index is like the oldest thing like that. Yeah, like Index is Steam's first thing that is definitely not cordless. What there
Lone
is...
Syndicate said also, you should be able to show all the Nikkeis now.
Okay.
As for the skins, as always, I leave those up, Tomu. As
for the skins? Okay. What does that mean? I can show it, but I can't show it? We'll bank this one. I still am holding out for that day where they do buff the things. Also, sniper rifle with shotgun, meaning it has spread. I'll also keep it. Oh, I have. We've already looked at all this. All right, let's do this. Sell all of it. We're not done. I know. We still have more shit to pick up. We have to clean out the whole battlefield. Then we'll do some Nikkei stuff. What are they, Lone? Because you have access to text speech while I'm doing this. What are they generally? Sometimes they always follow a thread of like, this chick is like a boxer with a giant robot arm and the fattest Anyways, yeah. A lot of back problems. Or it's like this is a weird feet thing for them, you know, bang. Also, have you guys seen the skin for the Marvel Rival skin for the I can't think of her name. She's like the Angel Lady. Have you seen that skin? Cause it looks metal as hell. She's like a airwolf. I spit everywhere. Gun damage battery. Ooh, that's a fucking amazing. Oh wait, what? Why is it not? Oh, it's because I haven't scrolled up. Also, yeah, we should definitely, favorite that. That's amazing. Amazing one. No. Pistol damage. Siphon.
Lone Syndicate said, as for the new Nikes, one is a monk, one is a jellyfish, and one is a knight.
Ooh, okay. On kill, guns with Molly 1 license parts have activate 3 status effects up to 3 times whenever. Oh, actually, this might be amazing. There was a build.
McLufferton said Angela's Tiger Skin.
Yes, that's what it is.
Part
Angela's.
of the Immortal Weapon series and Season 5
that
Battle
one.
Pass.
If it's not too much trouble, could somebody post in the Discord so I could show everybody who's like just like not using me as a side monitor thing? Also, yeah, I think that's actually really good for one of the builds.
Bolty said, by the way, I finished Dispatch and it was peak.
Ooh.
And would recommend you not spoiling yourself as most of the choices are pretty straightforward.
Okay. I want to ask questions, but I know I shouldn't, so I'll not. Pain. I am excited to play it. Man, I don't know. I'm also surprised in a lot of ways, because I would not have thought, like, that to me, I would say is a Game of the Year contender, but I don't expect it to win. But I hope it wins a bunch of sub awards, because I do think that came out of nowhere and is, like, what everyone, like, it's been such a long time since, like, to me, I think everyone collectively said, I want that story. That's whatever that is, just copy that, actually. Because that is great. Instead of, like, weird stuff that feels like, I'm not sure if I want to say preachy, but just, like, weird stuff. It feels like often things miss the mark, but with that, it feels like, no, they got it. They're locked in. With a shotgun mod is not terrible, but no. Wait a minute. Oh, this is the Chuck with the 4 grenades. We already have one of those. Thank you, sir. But no. All right, we're good. We're good. We're grooving. All right, let's check out these Nikkes. Is it Q? That's this. No, stop. How do I? Is it this? It is. There we go. All right. I didn't even use my one grenade that shoots out money grenades. All right, let's see. What is this all about? Boppity boopity.
McFlufferkin said LinkedIn Marvel Rivals channel.
Perfect. First we'll check out actually probably should check out the skin first, because the Nikes are gonna blow it out of the water, because Nikes are just degenerate. But give me a second. Marvel Rivals channel. Perfect. Thank you. All right, check this shit out, man. This is a crazy ass skin. I feel like I need to show more. Yeah, let me try to find a video actually of it. Because I feel like it's when you see it from like all angles that you're like, this is a crazy skin. People be crazy.
Catman11234 said both Bolty and I know runs, so we can guide in a way if need be. But he is right in that most choices are not very grey.
Yeah. I feel like, also I don't know if there's many I haven't seen too many bad endings, so I wonder how bad everything gets. Let's see. No, I want to find the video that kind of showcases the skins properly, but I'm not really finding one, because I want one that, there we go. This one might be it. I think I got it. All right, it's good. We got it. Thank you also, Fluff, for giving us that. I just wanted to, in hindsight, I probably should have thought of that, because to me, it's like what looks really cool is when she's flying around, which you still won't be able to get that. But we got Frankenstein. It's kind of cool. I think Punisher, I'm a little bit like, get the fuck away from me. I don't know. I'm sick and tired of seeing him. I don't know. I actually like Punisher a lot, but I don't know why. Something about him, I just feel like, ugh. The Thing, looking like a weird-ass unit, shaving his beard. Very fun. This one, people are saying is great. I don't find it that great. I don't know what it is. Something about the whole hairstyle and the weird... people who like Persona might be into this. I'm sure it's caked up, but yeah, not for me. Again, Hela always just got crazy skins. They give skin. I feel like Hela has skins all the time. There she. Look at this. Please do a pan around. Crazy looking, man. Absolutely fucking fire. Reminds me very much of like Goku. You know what I mean? Like just some crazy bullshit. Also, her one animation, her flying around with this skin is the coolest because you see her fucking like crazy hair and her fucking angel wings and shit. Like an absolute unit. Let's jump over to Lone's sussiness. Also, just to be safe, I'm just gonna we're gonna scout the land before we embark. Is it in the Share Grin tab?
Lone
No.
Syndicate said awesome.
Where is it? We don't have a Nikkei tab. Where does Lone usually put it? Grin Reacts, maybe? Probably. There it is. Okay, yes, it is in the Grin React. Okay. Let's see. These should be fine. That one doesn't look too crazy. That one shouldn't be misunderstood. That one shouldn't be misunderstood. This is where we start getting misunderstood. I got to validate this one.
Said Punisher is Frank Castle, thus Frankie Castle. Things emote is a reference to the new movie.
Oh.
Widow's costume is a throwback to one of her very first appearances in
one's too much.
1963.
This one's, we need to mark this one as like a, yeah. Let's just go to like something that, no, it's all that. Not good. There was one that I don't think we could show. But everything else we should be good. It's the one I marked with a shocked expression just so I know which one it is. All right. This is Nikita Lone's game, Nikita. Okay, I don't really know what to imagine, but it looks cool. The heels look fucking brutal. Does she kick people? Is she like a top where like gravity well on the top and she can kind of just anchor herself like that and do spiral kicks or some shit? She also looks like she's a bunny a little bit. Let's see. Goddess of Val Victor as Nikita Motion Demolition or something. What? Demonstration. I can't read. What's new? Shut up. You're loud.
Noise around you, human. But I look
Can I have some more pixels, bro?
Lone Syndicate said, this is the jellyfish.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. It'll buff out. Maybe it's good that it doesn't buff out. Maybe we can't show this. Maybe we can't show this. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can't show this. Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe the pixels were saving us. Okay. Where's the animation? Okay. All right. The fact that she's looking back at me makes me feel like a pervert. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, I don't like this one, Lone. Lone? This one, to me, is better not be too crazy. In fact, I'm not sure if I should even show. Is she a shark? I take it?
Catman11234 said Grin just juggling a YouTube bro.
Real quick, pause. I don't want this one to be anything weird. We're good, gang. They're not total creeps. Okay, good. Shout out to Nikki and not being a total fucking vile, sick freak. Anyways, this. Check it out. All right.
No need to worry.
I like the pigtails.
Forever safeguarded by her height.
What's this bell?
Lone Syndicate said, assume the position, and this is the knight. And Nikki doesn't do that with it. Small character, they have class.
Got it. Assume the position, and this is a knight, and Nikita, gotcha. I was just, I don't know, man. I don't play games with these people. These people be out here doing stupid stuff. I like how there's still a universal thing of like do circles to see if from all the weird, GIF angles. All right, what is this? Once again, if you would like to see these in their full detail without me whiling about like trying not to get eviscerated, it's a cute one. So she seems like a what do you call it? Plant like a defender of some capacity. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Some Loch Ness monster situation going on. Fucking cyber arm that looks buff as hell. Hell yeah. I will say that it must just be a trope of like Buddhism where like the girl who looks like she's fucking meditating and locked in with a giant weird Buddha-like emblem behind them with orbs and shit. I don't know what this thing is all about though. This thing's a little suspect. Looks like a Loch Ness monster. But I do like that it looks like a full-ass grown woman. Now, question is, how could they possibly give this person sex appeal? Because she's wearing like a loincloth type thing, gang.
Thou standest within the very eye of the tempest.
Ooh, okay.
Lone Syndicate said this is Nayuta and her Mecha Camel mantra.
Mecha Camel. Oh, it's a camel. So she doesn't keep on the cool cloth. Got it. Makes a lot of sense. Also, is she just meditating? While it's also being... Okay. Alright. Nikita's still Nikitaing. I don't know what we expect. Also, the violent side boob is insane. Alright. I think we should be okay, but this one is by far... Also, the heels on the cheek. There's so much to unpack here. What is her animation GIF thing? That's a lot. That's some I don't even know what that is. It feels like she has liquid that has less mass in there. I don't know what to say. Are these machines, Lone? Are they all oil? I think you've told me this beforehand. Where like they're theoretically yes, but they're like they are machines, but they're still
Love
humans.
Syndicate said no. She does keep on the cloth. GRINN. It just doesn't go all around. Is all. I
don't really see the cloth there, man. I feel like we're not seeing the cloth. Unless from the front view it is something that I'm not seeing. Alright. We're just looking like a pervert. Alright. This is the one we cannot show. Very obviously, we cannot show it too much. Too much! This one, however, we might have a chance.
It's a new outfit.
Oh, cute. I like the weird face. Something about gremlin energy that I always find endearing.
Chime fashioned for me.
Gnawing fetus said, yo, what did I miss?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm not loving the skin. It looks too basic and I don't know what it is. Something about like a dress looks frilly and fancy. It's just not my thing. I mean, she looks nice. She looks pretty, but I don't know. It's something that's like, give me more. Give me something cool. Give me like a motif, a style, like a thing, you know? Not like I'm just gonna see this. Like she has a pretty dress on, like going to a ball. I'm like, that's boring. Show me like in a split dimension where you're in cyberpunk and shit got weird. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Let's make sure to reach the end of this.
This is nice. This just feels great. This is a wholesome skin. I like this one.
Together.
A little bit of goth energy, a little bit. I don't know why she's juggling. Oh, okay, yeah, little dispenser things.
Now I can recreate my old friends perfectly.
She sounds a little unhinged, but not bad. Just hanging and vibing? Check. More or less. Yes, something akin to that. And then lastly, this thing. Is this okay, Lone? What is this? Is this okay? This show? Not. I wouldn't put. Yeah, I would say no. Well, yes, I think it's fine. I just don't know if. Oh, yeah, we definitely can't show most of it. But yes, Nikita is still Nikitaing Lone. If you would like to see those
read
things.
The text for timestamps.
30. Ah, I see. 30. Blissful ignorance and all that. I don't know if I can show this one because it's, again, my worry is when there's not a distinct cover-up situation going on from giblets. Because YouTube, if there's not enough coverage, then YouTube would just assume, is that a nipple or is that full-on TT? All that? Also 3, 34, 41. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think there's another one here that was... It was a little... Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Probably not as well. Anyways, if you're like, GRINN, don't hold out on me. Well, it's on our Discord, gang. You can go pop off. Okay? I just don't want to be tempting fate. You know? But Nikita is still a game that I will just wonder if the devs will ever just make like a full-on, you know, holy grail patch where they're just like, we're just embracing this whole thing. We're just gonna make honestly, just a whole. Anyways, you get the point. Will they embrace their monsters? Oh, also, hot damn. Throw this. I actually don't know if that's doing better damage. When they explode, it works. So I think that sucks about this, actually. You don't want a gun with guns with legs with darts. Maybe for bossing, but not for, like, mobbing. Because unless I reload, they don't explode. It doesn't do good damage with just me. By reloading, we constantly destroy our previous things. Oh! But this is a grenade that basically shoots more grenades.
McRupperkins said I shared a cute clip from the creator of my Slimeball VTuber model, but hopefully it will be seen next React stream.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. We'll definitely try to get. Remind me when we're doing the React if you're here to check that out. I'll definitely make sure I do. Yeah, also, I have seen a lot of her videos, too. I actually subscribe to her channel. She's a weird breath of fresh air with a lot of this stuff. The whole VTubing thing and all that stuff. Also, that's definitely a grenade that's going to kill me. We just have to throw a billion guns. It's okay. Bit of lag. This game is still weirdly stable for me, which is nice.
Lone Syndicate said, I do wonder at time how come Nikki content creators can show these Nickies off with no worry, and not you Grin YouTube be playing favorites.
Oh no, I could, Lone. No, so that's the thing. I probably could. The issue is, for me, is that like I have lived through 3 YouTube purges, essentially. And to me, the mantra that has always made the most sense to me is, if you think about YouTube as a billboard, would you bet on like cultivating your content around something that is like genuinely perceived as like something that most advertisers would be like, I don't really feel comfortable having my like Colgate ad beside like fat anime tits? You know, like I could see if it's like what people try to like, is like if I was an advertiser and I seen that and I was like, but the people are basically trying to like limit it or like sufficient, like they're aware that this is not something that should be like commonplace, etc. Now I'm fine with it, but it's not about what I feel. It's about what like an advertiser feels and etc. So like if I think about it like that, I try to see YouTube like that. And the last thing I would want is to have like years of my content like covering something, and then overnight for them to be like, well, yeah, you know, on hindsight, you probably knew this was a little bit of like some gray area content that advertisers wouldn't have been like, yeah, you know. So that's kind of my mindset around it. And it's not to say that you couldn't like. I've never enjoyed people like testing the waters in that way. Like I'm gonna push it as much as I possibly can until you break, and then I'll always meet you at that very fine line. Like I always feel like that's like a scumbag thing to do a little bit. I always would rather someone be like, do you understand where I'm coming from? Like I can't. Like these are the issues that I'm trying to defend against. I'm trying to defend against my various audiences as a business, not perceiving your like this platform's whims as my own product. Now, for whatever reason, I feel like that they would do that, even though I think there's a lot of evidence that they wouldn't. But anyways, this is why I'm going to not let this content be on your platform, and I may kick up a storm and make your life really hard. So to me, I kind of would always rather like, what's the way to phrase it? I wouldn't say it's street smarts, but it's like common sense. Maybe that's a better way. Like I think there is like a common sense angle, which most people would just live in blissful ignorance, and they'll like basically be like, oh, well, I didn't know. And I'm like, I don't even want to be put in the situation where I have to be like you know, like looked at like that, I guess. So again, I'm just probably cautious by nature, by virtue in a lot of these ways, which most people probably aren't, and they're probably rewarded for it. But for me, I always find it to be an angle of things that I don't love. I would rather operate under that assumption that like, well, if you don't like this, then I'm gonna try to not keep this, you know. But I same, because I like for me personally, I have anti a lot of that stuff. Or like I don't think it speaks ill of you at all, or like I think it's insane that like an advertiser even thinks it's like most people don't even look at ads. Like they literally just like block them out mentally. So like they're not gonna think the platform validates
this. The biscuits,
yeah,
because they're advertising themselves. But GRINN doesn't have enough clout to not care about advertisers' reactions. I
don't know if I would say it's about clout to me. I think it's about like respect and longevity of the platform. Like, so even if I did have like a giant audience, if anything, I think it makes it worse, because you're theoretically saying that like, okay, I've developed like 20 years of content, or not 20 years, sorry, like 20 months, or like, let's say just like 2 years of content on this platform, fully knowing that I was kind of like edging the line. And like what I don't want, and this is kind of what happens with like a channel I used to watch a lot, who used to really much, like very much test the line. I just don't like when people are like, I had no idea that could, like, guys, help, they're coming after me. And I'm like, brother, like, you knew you were testing the line. I don't like that. I feel like that's a bad way to like work with a partner, I guess. And I would consider, like, if you're working with YouTube, you should try to perceive it as like me trying to work with a partner. And I would like to understand the things that they're trying to solve for, so that I can better align myself with their goals, so that hopefully I'm not against them, rather than find ways to like push them, you know. But even if I had a giant big audience and a ton of money, I don't think that would like ever change that, because fundamentally it's like, it's almost like basically trying to not put yourself in a vulnerable state, and or
McFlufferton said. Reminds me of a certain repeat crime wolf channel.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to mention any of that, but yes.
So would you suggest I be careful as well when I start my content creator journey and want to post Nikki content?
It depends on what you're gonna do, Lone. Like again, it depends on what your content situation is. So like for me, if you are planning on doing streaming as your dominant form of content, then that's really easy. Then you could just, by any means, you're just trying to find another resource to get leads. Like that's the best way to phrase it. Is like your main content is this, your main business model is this, which ends up being streaming, or maybe it's being YouTube videos, whichever it is. And then you're just trying to get attention to then drive traffic to that actual offer or that actual business. So in this context, you could make shorts, you could make YouTube videos, and you could edge the line as much as humanly possible, and that may drive traffic to you. And you shouldn't, especially if the channels are separated, or you're moving or you're pushing towards Twitch and not YouTube or whatever it could be. You shouldn't have this fall off. For me, like I don't know if I always make the best choice for like success in this regard specifically, because to me, I have like it's almost like if you were to imagine that a world where like a person was looking at you alone and saying like, how could you possibly play Nikita? Like you're just a sick pervert or whatever, like any of this stuff. You can't even understand that person. Like that person's a loser, a psychopath. Like why are you judging me for like liking playing this game? In the same way, to me, you shouldn't be surprised if eventually there's a person that has an issue with that. You know, like basically, like think about other people's perspectives in that context. Like these people, like YouTube is kind of a stickler, not a stickler. Honestly, dude, this is the thing that pissed me off about YouTube. Actually, YouTube isn't even a stickler for things. YouTube is only, and it makes all the sense in the world for a platform, which is YouTube actually wants to keep things as open as possible. So long as views are going up, awesome. The issue is that when advertisers like try to make a front like they care, and then YouTube has to like make an attempt, and then they like revert a couple years later. So yeah. Once again, if you're wanting like the maximum amount of success, it's not a bad idea to understand what people like and want to click on. The issue is like you have to eventually bear the responsibility if that ever goes south. And I maybe it's me also, just I don't like when people act surprised by obvious outcomes. Like you should have known this was like something that was risque. So why would you be shocked when that doesn't happen? Now, if you were a person that's like really clever and is like, no, I know it's risky. That's why I'm pushing to like a Patreon. That's why I'm pushing to a Twitch stream. I'm using YouTube as like an algorithm boost. At least that I can like respect, and I can not respect. I can understand. Better respect. I can understand. But the other one I can't. And again, I can't stress enough how like I have anti this, like anything sexualized. I'm super like, honestly, a lot of times I'm just like, I don't know if I understand all of it, but I just don't want to be involved. But you live your life and have the greatest life possible. But I definitely have like, I'm only reacting that way because I think YouTube is in the way I perceive it is a partner, which most people don't. And honestly, most of the time YouTube doesn't even think about you that way. So, but it to me is the only way that I can like feel good about some aspect of like choices, I guess. But it's an interesting question because I think about like, okay, well, is that the best advice to give alone? I'm like, probably not. It kind of depends.
McFlufferkin said, out of curiosity, does the Halloween grenade and AR drop at all after the event?
Not that I've seen, no.
I never got Murmur and wanted to find out what sort of underbarrels it can roll with.
I didn't see anything like that. I don't think so. I think people are waiting for that, but I usually follow Moxie and Jadolts and like them, but they've been pretty quiet about the event because I think they have a lot of negative things to say, and I don't think they want to like piss off Gearbox too much. Yeah, but yeah, I have not seen anything like that. I would assume it's going to be seasonal, and people are like, oh no, oh god, how could you? It's such an amazing gun. Yeah. Also, no, that's melee. I shouldn't want that. Can I say no? Let's just mark that twice because I can't do it from one hand. I mean, how long have we been going? Yeah, we're going for an hour. We already had 4 waterfalls. But we'll see if that's any good. It's not. It's the bullet one, which is not very good. Throw can be shot. Explosive damage. Ooh, it's shot. Oh, it's already shotgun. So that's actually nothing. Oh no, it's a shock with SMG ammo. Actually, that might not be terrible. But it's when you throw it, you can shoot it. That's not very good.
Lone Syndicate said, I can't say I understood all of that grin. I'd probably have to go back and listen to it again. But thanks for the advice all the
I'll
same.
Try to. I can make it clear. Honestly, halfway through there, I was kind of also like, I can't describe it, but like, I'm putting myself in the position of like, this is what I would do, but is this what I would like if I want you to succeed as much as possible? Then would this be the advice I give you? So then I'm kind of like clashing in my head of like, how do I weigh these both? But if I can make it more clear, I would say, what is your dominant form of content? Like, if you just think about your content loan is like two ways, and I wish most people thought of it this way. You have your dominant offer, like the main thing you're going to put the most amount of time in to make the most valuable possible. Maybe that's your streams. Maybe that's these high octane ideas and formats, like you doing ZZZ clears at like really high difficulties and challenges and stuff like that. That's where all your time is going to be invested in. But you still need to give attention to like these other variables of how do people even know that your content exists. So then maybe you're like, okay, maybe I should make shorts, or maybe I should make content that's trying to help people, because a lot of times people will search stuff, and that's a good way to find and kind of build goodwill, is if you're like, hey, I'm going to help you solve a problem. So then you build the goodwill that way. So just think about it in sets of three. So you have your dominant content, your main, in this case, business, and then you have all of the things that are going to generate leads for that business, or all the like video ideas that are going to generate leads to that thing.
Meta-defining. So, yeah. But I just want it for my Rafa, especially if it can roll Maliwan underbarrels.
Maybe.
I don't want to chuck my ammo away, and the other is only bouncing kinetics.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything of it that shows that it's something to really write home about, but I haven't seen too much about it. Also, one sec. Projectiles will bounce off enemies and rocket towards other nearby enemies. We could try that. I think I've tried this already, but it's... Why not? Give it a whirl again. My cryo one's the best, but yes. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I hope that makes more sense, Lone. Is like, so should you do it? If you're wanting to create like a lead magnet, sure. Otherwise, there's a risk associated with it, so it's okay to ride the lightning, but just don't be shocked when you get zapped, is basically my like outcome. Which again, I don't want to freak you out and say that, because most of the time, like you said, it's like if people have survivor bias in this way of like, so many people around me are like doing so well, and like they're doing this stuff. So surely when I get on board and 2 years down the line, when there's like an adpocalypse, my content won't be targeted with YouTube overcorrecting to kind of make a point. It's a dicey game. Some people like to make a gamble. I have always kind of bet on like, is there another option that doesn't require me to make the gamble but still win? And that's kind of what my brain goes to. But yeah. I hope that was a little more direct and made a little more sense. Also, fire rate and ordnance damage, actually, for grenade build is not the worst, and we have a lot of that one perk.
Lone Syndicate said, I guess videos would be the main thing I want to do with streaming on the side, since I normally only be able to stream on weekends, mostly because I have work.
Yeah, so then just flip it. Yeah. So then your main content would be the videos, and then you'd probably want, like, I think that's a great thing. Like, so worst case scenario, Lone, if you played Nikkei, on like live streaming, and then you made like video content of like certain things with Nikkei, but you decided, hey, maybe we don't use like the most revealing skin possible, and stuff like that in the actual videos that I make, if you still want to make Nikkei content. But like, basically ask yourself this question: if hypothetically, like 2 years in the future, there is an adpocalypse again, and YouTube is like has to make a point, and so they have to like strike down a bunch of videos where there's like, hey, if you have these videos, you need to get rid of them. Are you okay? What videos would be okay with being like kaput off of your entire platform? Like your channel would like either demonetized or they're straight up like deleted. What videos would you be okay with that happening? Now, if they're like the live streams that you just kind of record, you hang out with your boys, it's whatever, then yeah, sure, that's not bad. But like, would you have this feeling of like, dude, I spent like 2 days trying to get like this Nikita boss rush perfect. And I also had to do, like, I got the skin going, and I'm proud of the video that I made, and now it's gone? Like, what the fuck? You know, like, that would, like, to me, that would annoy me, especially if it didn't happen with one video, but, like, 80 videos, or, like, 20 videos that you make. That would be like, fuck. You know, now, but people get around this in clever ways about saying, like, here's the Patreon version of it, that's not censored and not blurred, that's significantly more fun. And, like, you know, you can actually have, like, an incentive structure there and actually possibly make income off of something so that you can actually invest it back in your channel, buy better hardware, create a better vibe, things like that. But these are just things to consider. I think all this comes down to what you want and weigh those things. I'm just trying to throw things out there that I think are worth considering, because most people don't, and then they end up being up shit creek without a paddle and not realizing, fuck, what is going on? And I'm like, this is the whole platform thing. Hippity happening. Sell all that, which is Garbo, and then this is the one grenade that I wanted to try out. I thought we didn't collect everything. Oh man, this is the one thing I thought they were gonna solve. There's like a bunch of shit underneath the map. Annoying. Da 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 da. Those fucking disgusting bugs, man. Ugh. Fuck that. Yuck. It's funny to think back from Borderlands, because like they were so proud of their end game.
Lone Syndicate said, well, I appreciate you, GRINN, since I don't have anyone else to talk to this stuff about.
Well, yeah, man, I could talk about it endlessly. That doesn't mean I'll always have the best take, though. Like, a lot of times, for me, it's significantly easier to help someone than it is to like, help yourself and always think of yourself in that lens. And it also doesn't help that I have just, like, very little time right now and, like, bandwidth. So, like, as much as I'm sure I could follow my own advice and do various things differently, it is just one of those things where you got to pick your battles. And I do feel like that's what life is like prioritizing something, and eventually that you get, like, good enough at that skill or that thing that it doesn't become so much work to do and it becomes quite easy. Then you have, like, a time gap that's no longer as, like, it doesn't take you 4 hours to do anything anymore. That it doesn't take you 4 hours to do something anymore. It takes you 1 or 2. And then you have another 2 hours to spend on something. And that's when you can dedicate to other things that you're interested in, you know? But, yeah, spreading yourself too thin is a dangerous game. A game I think all too many of us realize. We probably often play. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. But was it good for bossing? Damn. How did he die? Come over here. It said it had expanded range. It very much doesn't feel like it. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we have the crit thing. I forgot how this build works. All I know is that it just rips. And you're just, like, running around with, like, a spectacle of colors. I think I actually might like Zane's grenade build. Yeah, in some ways more than well, I don't know. There's definitely trade-offs, but, like, I do think he seems in a lot of ways stronger. Maybe it's because some of the grenades don't kill me, you know? And he has a lot more options, which is crazy. I say that. He has one grenade that just happens to have every other, like, drop thing that gives him endless options. So, yeah. I wish a lot of guns had that, where, like, they had, like, the thing that theoretically dropped with everything.
Side tangent. But Sonic Racing Cross Worlds was a blast. Really enjoyed using Ichiban's music, which is fun to recognize it now. I'm playing like a dragon as I type.
I was going to say, Fluff, to ask you, a weirder question. You have played an ungodly amount of games via streaming and all these things. What game, out of all of the things you've played, would you have suggested to me that has the highest likelihood that I'll enjoy it? I'm curious. Not that I'm looking for another game, it's just I'm curious, because I feel like at this rate you probably understand what I'm like, yeah, and we're like, oh, I don't know about this. Not that I can't enjoy other things. Like, again, like when we did that week of playing that weird VTuber fast-paced what is it called? I can't think of it. It's like a Vampire Survivor type of thing. Bullet Hell. It was a good time. Like, I do enjoy that stuff. I also do, man. As much as I think this is also the variable that I should mention, which is, like, I love that stuff. But at the same time, like there's mental bandwidth, which is like when you're trying something new, it takes a little bit more stuff. And sometimes you're just like, dude, I know this may not be the most interesting thing for people to watch, but, like, it's not mentally demanding at all. And I can just focus on talking to you guys. You know what I mean? That's why, like, it's such a shame that Destiny kind of went down the path that it did, because, like, Destiny to me is, like, kind of the game that I wish. Honestly, that's what I wish. Like, I wish Borderlands 3 was that in a lot of ways. I wish Borderlands 3 was more marketed towards, like, a live service game that had continual updates, and, like, continually added stuff to make builds more creative and different, rather than kind of being what it ended up being, which is like just a good classic Borderlands experience with, like, expanded and amplified, which is not bad. It's just, you know. I enjoy that game. I enjoy this gameplay so much that I wish I could play more of it and have more reasons to play more of it. But, like, the end game that they kind of conceived of, honestly, I don't even know what it is at this point.
Lone Syndicate said another idea I had was to do an art of the sitting in my videos, kinda like you used to do with mugs, where I take a bit in the video and showcase some of my artwork.
Dude, Lone, it's one of my favorite things.
McFlufferkin said maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not too long and you'd enjoy the story. Otherwise, hard to say. Earlier Yakuza games don't have English dubs, Judgment Onward does. You might like Godbreakers.
I think the two to me that I've seen you play that I'm like, is the Guardians of the Galaxy one. I don't know. I think so. I just think that there's, like, I don't know. For me, and maybe it's wrong, but it seems like there's other things like it that also seem good, maybe even slightly better. And I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just not big into Marvel like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I was like, I need to see another story from the Guardians of the Galaxy team. Marvel angle. there are ones like I think I would be into, like Spawn. Like if someone made a game about Spawn and they want to tell Spawn's story, I'd be like, oh, that's something interesting. Like, you know, that's like, I feel like maybe it's because I've already watched all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies that like you think it would make me more interested to play games, but if anything, it makes me less because I've just seen so many of their stories anyway, which I like, but it's fatigued. Maybe is a good way to put it. But Alone, it's funny you mentioned that. That's the one thing that like I wish, and I might do this. I was kind of debating this in my head of, I need to kind of get back into like VR in a fun way, and I kind of had such a high quality bar, at least for me, that I was trying to hit for all of them. Like I wanted to tell a story, I wanted it to be like fun, I wanted it to be resonating, etc., all that stuff. So that the effort to make one video just became exponential. And to me, like the channels that I end up watching, which sounds really weird, but they're channels that are like, they have like a formula. It very much reminds me of like Peak Achievement Hunter or Peak Game Grumps. But they have like these fun interludes. So basically like one of the channels I love to death is called Brought You This Thing. And it's from the OG people who made Funhouse. They made their own like offshoot channel. And they have their same like premise, which is the premise of like, let's just take like a bunch of old ass demo discs and just play them for a couple hours. And it's literally like no gameplay. Like the fact that the game's in the background means nothing. Like they do not, like the gameplay is only there to like razz.
McFluffirkins said, if you want a good story game, GOG is solid. Most of the other games I've finished I've known would be things you're not likely to be interested in.
I see. Which
I wanted to showcase another perspective.
Yeah. No, which I guess that's perfect. Yeah, again, it's yin and yang for sure. So they have like this baseline premise of like playing old demo discs, and they're like just three dudes like shooting the shit. But what I ended up finding like I loved about the videos is they just started like randomly adding two segments. One of them was the segment of like, it's called Alien Update, because one of the guys on the channel just fucking loves alien shit. And there's always like some sort of weird disclosure or like a balloon in the air type shit. And they always every video they have like this moment where they just pause everything or like, guys, let me tell you about some alien cool shit. And they're all, the other dudes are always shitting on him like, dude, it's nothing. It's literally nothing. And it's such a comforting thing to have a pattern. And then they have another segment, which they recently introduced, which is basically them just introducing like a random food from Korea and all that stuff, because they tend to travel for work. So they bring themselves like food to try. And it's something like that. It makes this video that used to be like very gamified for YouTube. Like, here's this big value thing. Here's this cool thing. Hook, watch it. And instead, it kind of subsumes the video into like a live stream. Where like a lot of people watch live streams because it's kind of like a comfort zone. It's just kind of like I just like to watch it while I'm eating or something like that. Or like I like to just experience this in the background because it gives me kind of some noise. I very much feel like that's what that channel has turned into me. And it's funny, I have not missed a fucking upload for that channel at all. They're all like 20 minutes apiece. And I feel like a lot of people are in the same boat. So I think like that's a really, I don't know how to phrase it, but like, it's a beautiful version of YouTube, I think. Instead of it being about like, how do I provide the maximum amount of value, or how do I do this thing that's so cool and so interesting and that people have to see it. And instead it's saying like, what if I take this format that people are used to, and what if I find a way to make it like cozy, fun. I introduce like segments that are like make people kind of feel like, oh, this is interesting. Now you can't just add anything. You probably have to add something that like people connect with and find fun and consistent, and then you got to do that over a long time horizon so that people get used to it. But it's funny you mentioned that though, because like, I was noticing that too, and I thought that'd be something really cool to do in the VR thing in some capacity. Because I mentioned this about like maybe wanting to try to do something a little bit lighter. Like I recently started doing these videos where I just like jumped into Battle Talent and I just seen like some cool weapons that I thought were really interesting. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to like make some shorts of these and just like play around in video games again? The issue with that is that I also have a high bar for that. Like I want to be able to like showcase the weapon to a good extent. I want to be able to say things that hopefully people find silly or charming or something like that. So yeah. Noah says, I just like to vibe with live stream myself. Yeah, no, I think that's a lot of people. But it's funny that you can get the same like feeling from like a video that's 20 minutes. Like the same feeling of like, this just feels like comfort food, like just really cozy. And I think that's a really cool thing to aspire to, because I also think it takes away the teeth from making content in a lot of ways. Because again, you like, if you're anything like me, you're critical of yourself and you're kind of like, oh, I always want to be doing something better, or like trying to provide more for people. Instead of just being like, what do I want to do, and what is something that like other people also like doing that thing, and what if I just did that? Then what if I find like a fun formats that like keep things fresh, and like segments that like always change and are kind of always interested in this like subtopics. So I don't know what that would be for you, Lone. I'm sure you know more about like what you're interested in, and what Nikita fandom likes, and what Zenless fandom likes. Fan art's interesting. I think that's a good idea. I think that eventually it would get like, yeah, like you might be tired of having to like, I could see you getting into the loop of basically being like, shit, I didn't do any art this week. Fuck, I don't have anything to show them for that segment. And it would try to corrupt slightly the feeling of what art is to you, maybe. I shouldn't say that. Again, I'm sure you're like, that wouldn't happen for me, Grin. But yeah, it's just something that I feel like I could see that future and it be possible. It may not be a future that you would have a high percentage of it falling into, but I could see that happening for a lot of people where they're like, because I think art is a high effort outcome, you know, whereas like the best part about a segment is like, hey, this is something easy to do. It explores a different level of this interest, and also is something that I could like repeat over and over and over again, you know. If that makes any sense. Vertically, micro rocket. The lumberjack one is also one I wish I had more variation.
Non-Fetus said for the videos I watch, it's all just shit I want to know more about.
Yes.
The videos in the background. I just like Chak's theory with sounds. LOL.
Yeah. I also kind of pursue YouTube in that way, in a lot of ways too. It's like learning or like find it, but maybe it's just because I'm doing too much. But like I also find that that's too much. Like sometimes like when I do too much, like just like I watch a podcast that has to do with like a complex a concept or idea or business angle or something like that. Then I watch like 3 videos that day of like strategies and implementations to improve yourself in any of the areas that are keys to business, something like that. And then when I find I get to exercising, I'm like, oh, this book that I was reading every single time I exercise, I fucking can't. I can't listen to it. Like I'm just gonna lose my mind. So now I just listen to music. And I find it's opposite. If I find a little bit of time in the middle of the day to like watch a couple shorts, and I don't just like endlessly slam my brain full of random shit, then when I get to my exercise, I'm like, hey, I have space. I'm good. I can actually like slow down and learn some cool shit. Nothing. I have half a mind at this point just to like hard lock
Lone
into
Syndicate said,
grenades.
last piece of my content news.
Ooh.
I started rigging my model today. I'm almost finished rigging the eyes.
Okay, what's percentage of like it's live? Like I'm ready to fucking rip. Because I also seen something the other day that I thought was interesting. It was a person showing how, like using AI art generation to actually like make a VTuber model and like showing how that essentially can happen. It was kind of like a way of taking a still image and like finding creative ways to like meld it so that it kind of was an interesting thing of seeing like behind the hood of VTubers models and how that functions, where it's like a series of layers, kind of like if you ever mess around with Photoshop, it's the same thing where like, yeah, except it's all like segmented based on like head. And this is why I think you oftentimes see like VTubers with their hair bald or like they're bald, because it's like all segmented essentially, or like within their own layer, I guess is a better way of phrasing it. Yeah, all that. We should probably bank the stuff that is bankable and chuck the stuff that is not. Unless we weren't able to pick up everything and then we still have stuff. I don't think we were able to pick up everything. Again!
Lone Syndicate said, what was your question, Grin?
What was my question? I don't know what was my question. Did I ask the question? So my question was, how far along are you to like being live with your model? Because you say like, I just want to get a baseline of like how close are you? Because it sounds like you're getting like pretty close. Like you're rigging the eyes now. I'm assuming you still have to rig the rest of the body. But yeah, I feel like you've gotten past the art phase, which I imagine is a giant chunk of the phase, and now it's all about the second half, you know. Or now it's about the rigging, which I imagine the rigging would take a pretty decent amount of the time, but maybe not. I think like if you were consistent, it wouldn't be as time consuming. I hope that reaches. It did. Who's beeping? It is. Just gotta spawn that grenade. Ooh. There you are. Combat commence. All I need is to get one of my grenades to reach. That tends to kill them. Damn it! There we go. Takes us one pop to hit them. Turn off our ult and collect everything. Bit of lag. Just because I want to see if I can make a dent in this, I think we're going to do what is probably not intelligent to do, but I think we're just going to literally only look for our grenade and sell everything else. We might be leaving like a lot of cool stuff behind, but I think I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what, I just care for the grenade. Having to look for everything makes it so that, like, yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Also, how many of you have actually completely watched all of Dispatch? So I feel like a lot of people are like watching it like through various content creators, like Jacksepticeye I know was doing it. I think Markiplier. Actually, I don't know if Markiplier was doing it, but yeah.
Lone Syndicate said, well, I just started, but since my model does have a lot of moving parts / parts that don't move much, i.e. the legs and arms, I don't think it'll take me long.
Ooh, okay. I can't wait. What do you call it? Yeah, it's good to know that you're kind of like you're like still, again, I have seen too often people who are get halfway into something and then decide to stop, and you're like, buddy, you've made so much headway, just don't stop now, you know. And I understand, just me, but it's one of the few like attributes where if you can somehow knock that dead, or like you get the drive to like maintain or like continue, I think that's a powerful a skill. Oh, there we go. It's all at the top. Nope, and also nope. Relentless. It is ice and it is reduction on cooldown. That's actually not the worst. But no, we've got nothing, so we sell it all. Again, I feel bad. We probably should look at everything just so we're not losing anything. But I think I already have a lot of stuff, like stuff that's good for other characters and such. But who knows? Also, it's weird that Outer Worlds like breaks if they like upload any sort of patch. The game was like, no, like the game is breaking. Whereas Borderlands, it has had many patches and updates, and none of the loot mod did not break. I was very much expecting it to, but it did not. So shout out to Borderlands' like back end just being kind of okay, and Outer Worlds being butts. Absolute dog shit. Can we still not get to this damn thing? Fucking really, man?
McFlufferkin said, only watch the demo of Dispatch. I intend to stream it myself.
Ooh! You didn't get like pulled into the abyss? Peeked around the corner, seen what was cooking? None of that? I couldn't help it, man. I watched a couple of the shorts. I've seen some, not a lot of spoilers, but I've seen some spoilers where I'm like, oh man, I cannot wait. It looks so fun. I don't know. I don't know if Booty was memeing, but Booty did say something to the extent of like, I wonder if you chose the right best girl. And I'm like, oh no, is there some sort of story element that fucks this whole thing up? Because it seemed like they were kind of aiming for like, actually, here's a shocker. What if we told a story with a game where there wasn't some sort of elaborate twist, and it was just a bunch of cool people in a cool world that were flawed but interesting? And it wasn't like everything's a fucking nightmare and everyone's evil and there's some guy who's like trying to screw you over and all this shit. And I'm like, that's actually, it turns out, guys, in a world where everyone's trying to be a pretentious cunt and like get a gotcha out of you, being just sincere and honest and just like not throwing curveballs is actually extremely nice.
It said, and with parts such as the eyes, I can copy and paste the parameters, so I only have to rig one eye. And I wanted to keep this first go around simple,
yes,
and not overwhelm myself with making it
great way of teaching yourself as well, keeping it well within the realm of like possibilities. Oh, how did you die? Also, the tracking is butts right now. Jesus, also, Beyblade! Sorry. Ha! I spit everywhere when doing that. Alright, let's collect everything and sell it.
McFlufferkin said, I've avoided any videos about it,
really?
Waited on the full release of episodes, but I've been focused on my own streams or other content to watch or listen to on the side / after streaming.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Are you like, because you stream for a good bit of time, Fluff, what do you call it? Do you find yourself like, what's the way to phrase it? Like, imagine before you started streaming, you had various things that you would do. Like you'd have channels that you'd follow, VTubers, things you'd get interested in or invested in. But now that like I would assume a giant block of your time is taken up by streaming, have any of those things have changed, or have you still found time to do everything, or have you been like, no, I've had to let some stuff go, and honestly, it might be better for it. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. I definitely feel like it's one of the things that's surprising about the current stuff that I've had to do is you don't realize how much two things make the biggest difference, which is like latency. Like how quickly are you able to do the thing? So like if you're like, I guess I could do that. No, if you're like, this is next, and then it's this, and then it's this, there's no lag. It makes you like, oh wow, I have like so much more time now that I'm not like dragging my feet or like finding ways to like fill the gaps, all that stuff. And the other thing is just realizing how much you spend your time on not things that you probably even like. You know, that's actually a really dark, like fucked up thing is when you realize like, I just spent like an hour on Shorts or YouTube Shorts or TikTok or whatever it is, Reddit, and I feel nothing. Like I've watched like one or two things. Like I wouldn't even say I enjoyed the thing. You know, I think that's a kind of a surprise to me about how much stuff that I found where I was like, yeah, I like a lot of the stuff I'm even doing. I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say it's doing nothing for me, but it's not a very good return. Like that's something that I heard the other day that I thought was interesting as well, which is the idea that almost everything is based on what you were rewarded to do. So like a lot of us think we are what we are, but a lot of times it's just whatever you were rewarded for doing, especially when you're younger. You know, like the reason why you're like spending so much time scrolling Shorts is because you're looking for that dopamine hit that you got a couple weeks ago that delivered. But now that you basically have like seen everything, you're kind of, you know what to expect and all that stuff. You're kind of just, yeah, you're like you're hunting for that reward that you were once given, I guess.
Lone Syndicate said something that took me a while to learn when it comes to art, is it won't be perfect, it's have its flaws, but that's make the artwork truly yours. And over the year, as you've seen, my art has improved.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think there's, what do you call it, I 100% agree with that. The only thing that I would say is like there's a level of stuff that people don't want to do.
I pull up videos or other streams whilst I stream, since I separate audio sources.
Oh, really?
I usually podcast mode while streaming. Afterward, I get dinner and catch up on other videos, or VTuber/Max_dude.
Oh, so, okay, so that's funny, yeah, because I thought that was kind of how sometimes you rocked, where you have like content going on in the background that you kind of just let rip. But the only thing I would say, like, I do agree with that, but I also think it's very true, Lone, that so often, like, so there's two parts of it. One is that you just need like consistency. You need like a shit ton of volume to be good at anything. So you just need to keep doing it, and whatever you can. That's why the grind hard bullshit, like the like there's a certain demographic of like productivity that's super toxic because it'll just like break you, like, which is the idea of like you just keep fucking bashing your head into the wall, not realizing that like if you do this too often, you're not going to be able to sustain this over a long period of time. You're just going to like burn out. But then there's the other option, which I think is the like other coin of this, which is like, yes, you need to be consistent at doing something for a long period of time. But then I also think that people, I keep coming back to this thing it's very like weird, but it's this idea of like you actually know what you need to do to quote unquote succeed or win or improve at this drastically, like on the highest possible level. The issue is that what it's asking you to do is way too much. Like most people know, like if I said, Lone, gun to head, your whole family, I don't want to be too morbid, but like there's a level of thing where like you'd be like, okay, I have to do all of the things that makes me like whatever the end goal would be, like of trying to like have like the best VTuber model ever or be really successful. So most people have the understanding of what they know they need to do to succeed, but it's just that like the aspect of doing it is just so fucking hard that they kind of come up with reasons to not do it. And honestly, some of those reasons might be valid because sometimes things are like way too costly, whether it's like a genetic bias for like I just am naturally not skilled at this, so to make up for that difference is so heavy.
Lone Syndicate said, side note, Grin, you know me at this point, when I commit to something, I commit full throttle.
That is true. I do think that's true, but I also think that like I always like whenever someone tells me anything, I put it on myself.
Said I did lose track of time and missed out on Wasteland Ultron, but caught the event's mini passes I could buy into just before the new season. Also enjoyed seeing Max finally try Rivals with Gambit.
Ooh, was he popping off? I was watching Necros pop off with him for a bit, and that character looks like it's the truest form of Gambit. And I actually hope they don't nerf him, meaning like they didn't take away Gambit's capacity to fuck shit up, but they also made it so that he was like useful. But back to what Lone was saying about the whole like the weird like skill development thing and all that stuff.
Bolty said, did they fix Rafa yet?
No, they didn't. Not with the two things that I wanted to. They did fix Amon and a couple other things. I think they did adjust one of the things that Rafa had, which was better, but they didn't fix the thing that I think everyone was waiting for, which is this, which is essentially is when, also it's so funny that Rafa just gets like this weird little hot thing there. But this skill is still broken and this skill is still broken. Basically it says that like whenever you fully recover your health, this should reset the cooldown. sorry, whenever you fully recover one of your grenades, this should reset the health penalty cost, which exponentially gets worse the more grenades you throw, which should be fixed, but it's not. And this one is still broken.
Syndicate said, but moving into more fun topics, ZZZ update IGOTM1YIDHARI baby.
We can't capitalize things. We can't do it. All right, it fucking strokes out. But moving into something more fun topic, update, I got Yidahari baby and she slabs. Who's Yidahari? Oh yeah, didn't you get her? I thought you told us you got her. In Zenless, the squid lady? I thought you were telling us that last week, unless it didn't. Also, Buddy says rip. Yeah, I know. Well, Amon is apparently really good because they fixed his one skill in one of his skill trees that's like, has to do with like, I forget what exactly it is. But also, did I sell all the stuff that I had in my inventory? I don't think I did.
McFlufferkin said,
yeah, fuck, I didn't.
He liked being taken out of his comfort zone with Gambit being a strategist. He's not normally a support player, but he found it refreshing.
Yeah, I was also going to say.
He's also excited for Rogue, both being faves of his.
Well, do I know what Rogue is going to be? Because like that's what I'm curious about. Like, how is Rogue going to be like a strategist, or is she? I feel like it'd be cool if she. I mean, she most likely is going to be a DPS because like I feel like that's Rogue's whole thing.
Lone Syndicate said I got M1 of her GRINN.
What? You got the M? Oh, M. Oh, I see you got another one. Oh, damn. Was her M1 like good? I actually didn't see anything about her M1. Mostly because I tried not to look at characters I'm not going to get because I don't want to be like FOMO'd. You know what I mean? Try to keep my addictive things in check. Also, just whenever you start playing with mods, like drastically increase the drop chance of certain things. Oh, also I fucked up. I didn't look what that last batch was. Shit. But yeah, it makes you like, what if I didn't have the mod that made it rain legendaries? How fucking long would it take for me to get one waterfall grenade that's my element? Not even an element, just any element that's not shit. I have one that's cryo, which sucks that Rafa doesn't really benefit from cryo. He benefits from incendiary and electro. Is incendiary or it's incendiary and corrosive? Actually, I think he does have some things that help with electro, but I don't think it buffs the damage of electro. Get me out of there! Go! I think the next character that I'm going to try, though, is the Grim Reaper build. It's not very great. That's why I have been like rushing to play the Siren Lady, because apparently the Grim Reaper build is functionable, just not like very empowering. Like I'm used to Amon and Rafa, which both like shred shit pretty fast, and it feels good. I don't want to like, I want to make sure that whatever I'm investing is powerful. Is good.
McFlufferkin said either Duelist or my hope is Vanguard, since her powers require touch, so she could probably grapple like Emma or Monster Hulk.
Yeah, to me,
she's also got permanent power from Captain Marvel, so she's tough.
Yeah, they also kind of like they hinted at like at least with Gambit. Like, to me, it would make sense that they're, like, inseparable lovers in the sense of, like, one is a strategist that's, like, a DPS, and the other is a tank. And also, I think back at that moment where, like, Gambit is, like, hugging her big fucking ass legs and thighs. And ass, probably. I think it's more thighs. He's low. He's low on the totem pole. But, what do I call it? It makes me think of, like, oh, okay, this is basically playing into, like, the fact that she might be, like, huge. Like, pretty big-wise. Like Emma in some capacity, but maybe even bigger. Also, can we get over here, bud? Can we come this way? Well, all that gear is gone. Well, that's unfortunate. The dot that we deal is significant enough to be a problem. Is any of those... What is that? That gun? Oh. Stop it. Pick up it all. Overshield. None of this are grenades. But you want money. When I die in this game, it is going to be like, you've lost $1 billion. I'm like, now it's not like money matters in this game at all, but still. Just the impact of it all will hurt. Also, are you just an artifact? You are. Nasty. Disgusting. Filth.
McFlufferkin said Rogue is the best kind of pear-shaped. Almost puts Lady Thunder thighs. Chun-Li to shame.
Ooh, Chun-Li? Maybe. I mean, that's a heavy crown to wear. But I will say it will be cool to see. I actually haven't seen your model, so I don't even know what she looks like. I mean, I know what she looks like. I know she looks like in game with the drawn art, but I don't know what she actually looks like. I wonder if it is as crazy as people make it sound. Also, I should just scan this. I'll scan with these. Oh my god, they dropped so much. No. Any grenades? No. Just a bunch of mods. These things looked like, well, one grenade, but yeah. Sniper rounds, that. Boo! Let's grab this stuff to sell. Alright, get me out of here. Loop around. Maybe we can make it up here if we do some cool stuff. Yes. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Oh! Also, Fluff, did you ever confirm if you were going to get the other one, or you're just kind of like, it kind of interests me, the headset, the Valve headset VR thing? Have you ever confirmed that oh, we got one? Never mind, it's the jellyfish, you false idol. We also got the nuke grenade, which was from the atomic thing. The bayonet, which is essentially like a mine. Throwing knife, the homing one, and then the buzz axe one, which is also apparently pretty shit. Pretty not good. Alright, well, once again, nothing. Feels bad. It feels bad, man. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. She's a tank, Grin, I think.
Catman11234 said finish the Inviscal route of dispatch, but I am still Team Blonde Blazer, especially after her reveal. She's such a cool character. 11/10 smash.
Wait a minute. Wait, so I assume that wasn't your first playthrough, or did you actually go with
McFlufferkin
what's her name first?
It's the highest likelihood, but I do have a quest 3, so I'm not in desperate need.
I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. Would you be more? What if it was? What would you be more interested? If it is 600, would it be like, oh fuck, I should? That's way more like reasonable. I might actually go and buy it. Or if it was 750, would that still be in that same realm? And if it was 800, I think I know the answer. I think 800 for people who already have the quest is just like, there's not enough of a motivation to get it unless you're really sick and tired of meta shit, which most people are. Oh, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. Oh, stop it. Rafa, we are in fact using all AoE weapons with so much splash damage. We are not shooting a single bullet, actually. We are throwing our entire gun. So, yeah. Now, our grenade does shoot out 1,000 bullets, which is also not fair for that statement. That makes no sense at all. Bro.
Catman 11,234 said Quest ecosystem can suck it.
Can suck it. Not only suck it, it can choke and die on it. Anyways, yeah, it makes me vibrate with rage every time I think about it. And we still have to survive for a fucking, probably like 4 months, 5 months, because it's going to take some time to ship, man. Also, I don't know why more people aren't fucking jazzed about the controller. I am super into it. You know, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Definitely just a me thing, I think, but I am hyped. Maybe it's because I don't have a Steam Deck, but I've always wanted like a much better controller. And I actually wanted to jump on the actual Steam controller, the original, a long time ago. Because I think the whole trackpad thing is interesting. Also gyro. I also just might be a freak and like trying things like that and seeing if like, oh, is this going to be the thing that, the perfect way of interfacing with something?
Said, if all of the new devices are 800 or below, it'd be tough to want them. Depends how costly the deck is. I can ballpark if I knew its cost.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I would assume that the PC is going to be 800.
Catman11234 said, I laugh that the longer you don't use the Quest, the longer it takes to set up.
Yeah.
The controller looks like a brick. The Cube I almost want to get for mobile desktop gaming. Mount a monitor to it.
You don't like the controller, man? I've
Lone
with the
Syndicate
controller.
said, I got a full set already farmed for Dial-In. Also, Grin and Woo-Wah. Don't forget the events. They only got about 3 days left.
Oh, and Woo, okay, yeah. I thought you told me that the other day. I was like, "This is Z." Was Lone mentioning Z's or Withering Waves? I forgot, but I probably should have looked. Yeah, I'll probably make a priority doing that tomorrow. Man, I was kicking ass these last couple of days, and then these last 2 days. I think it's because I'm getting a little bit sickly, and I'm also probably getting like again I mentioned, I'm kind of at the boiling point where I need to like push beyond this point. But yeah, these last 2 days have not been as productive as they could otherwise have been. But man, that's the other thing. It's so much easier to do stuff when you have like a clear understanding of what is the expectation of what the task is that you're asking yourself to do. It's hard to describe, but like when you're like trying to think about something from like ground zero, it requires so much more mental effort to like piece together something from nothing rather than like for me, like editing is like super easy. Like it's not a mental anything. It doesn't take any mental fortitude at all because I've done it so much that I just like it's autopilot. Even though it's like theoretically making 1,000 choices, it's just not that difficult. But if I'm learning something like I don't have any experience with, that like first push beyond like just not even to get to like there's like a whole thing, like exponential curve of like competency, where like you start off thinking something is gonna be super easy, then you're 100% aware of how hard it's gonna be, and then you're like completely understanding how bad it is and how bad you are, and then eventually you get one notch above where like you still are not very good, but at least you understand what good looks like, and then you start to become slightly good at it. But it's like the whole wave of trying something that you for the first time, which is just like it's always gonna be really shitty, and it's rare, really, really rare that it's not. Yeah, nothing. Still nothing for that. Also, Rafa probably smells like shit because we are in a whole ass junkyard for like 20 days.
Lone Syndicate said in Ziz, one event has 1 day left, then the rest of them have over a week left.
Yeah, I might try to do that tonight, and maybe it sounds fucked up, but I might just be like, today might be a... Nah, I can still do something. And then I'll try to wrap that up fast, and then I'll just be like, all right, then we can pursue some good times. It's funny, if you just live your life like everything is like last minute, you know, like procrastination. What if you just live your life like, oh my god, it's the last day to do this thing, but it's not. But you just live your life like that? I feel like you get a lot done. Also, I was laughing at, what do you call it, when Kat was saying something about big controllers. I thought you were talking about the Quest controllers. The new Quest controllers, or not the new Quest controllers, the new Steam controllers, man, also look awesome. Like, again, I keep seeing videos from people who are, like, showing this machine off, and they're, like, laying down in their bed with, like, their hands by their side, and they're, like, gaming. And I'm just like, you look like a fucking husk. Like, just playing this thing. But at the same time, I kind of get it. I feel like, yeah, if you were playing, like, a really cool game, and, like, yeah, I also feel like that would be peak laziness. You know what I mean? Like, peak sloth, where you're, like, fully reclined, laying down. Like, not even laying down, like, half, or, like, you still have to see the screen in front of you, but, like, it's above you on your roof, and you're playing. Yeah, man. Also, imagine a kid who gets this damn console, or the Steam machine thing, and he's, like quietly playing video games in his bed without anyone knowing. Like, also, the controllers work in, like, no light, so you could theoretically function perfectly fine. In my generation, we had a book with a flashlight in it underneath the covers. This next generation is out here wearing a giant fucking ski goggles, having the most immersive time ever. Also, I don't even want to think about the level of stuff that will maybe, because this is the other thing that people aren't mentioning about the thing. It's all open source,
Knowing
so
Fetus
things
said that
crazy.
leads to Burnout Grin and IMO. The Xbox Elite controllers are the best controllers.
Which leads to Burnout? Which one? What was that referring to? I'm curious. Oh, that's one thing that interested me about the Steam machine controller as well. Not controller, sorry, the Steam controller, the one that's like just the brick that people say. I like the fact that it has a giant battery life. I also am interested in the gyro thing. It's always something I want to mess with. I know it's very weird, but I think like I feel like it could be fun. Yeah. Also, it's so funny because like I can't, it's like even articulate how much of a niche that community is. The gyro, like people who play gamepads and aim with gyro, is. And yet, it's so crazy that like Steam was like, "Hey, by the way, we got you." Like, what a baller
McFlufferkin
move.
said that'd be how I described possibly playing with the frame. I would love to just relax in bed or a comfy chair whilst doing my post-stream gaming routines.
Yeah, just like completely. Yeah, to people, for me, the people who are thinking that it's gonna run well on like offline stuff, I don't know about that. I do think it could be good like running. I like the idea that it runs YouTube and stuff like that. So if you did want to like. I like my vision of it is like, oh shit, I have to go make lunch. Let me just wear this thing, and while I'm making my lunch, I'm watching something on screen real quick, and I just go back downstairs. It could be bad. It could be not the best. In hindsight, I might be one of those Apple Vision Pro freaks who are sitting there with a whole ass toaster on their face, you know. But I won't go outside with it. I'll have some class. Although I don't know, man. I also don't. I think
Gnawing Fetus said that treating everything as if it's the last possible moment per day, time to do it, leads to burnout.
Okay, so this is, I'm actually curious what you think about this, Nong, because it might be a different thing, but like, theoretically, everything for somebody would be their burnout point. So like, if you take a person who has like horrible depression, has had like no mobility, for you to like help them kind of quote unquote get their life back on track, or like maybe you get them to exercise, maybe you get them to like make their own food, maybe you get them to make their own bed, maybe you get them to pursue like a skill so that they can maybe have something that can compound in the future, something like that. You telling that person to do anything really besides like the bare minimum would be considered burning out them. It'd be too much for them to manage. But then there's a question of like, for some of the highest performing people on the entire planet, how do they basically continue to function so well? Like how can they do so much with so less, with like little sleep, with like so many demands, so much stress and all that stuff? I think it kind of comes from like an exposure problem. Like it's kind of the same thing of like skill. Like you start off a skill and it's really hard and it's a pain in the ass, but eventually that skill just becomes commonplace and it becomes subconscious and it becomes easier. So I think like effort and exertion, like you'd be surprised if I got you to work your ass off for 2 months and I said like, oh, like, maybe that's a good way to put it. If I said, hey, Noang, for $1 million, I need you to do this list of stuff that you're like, that sounds crazy. That sounds like so much work. Holy shit. And you were able to make it to like you were able to do it. Like, so you got to the 2 months. You're like, holy shit, I got that $1 million. Amazing. But then I said, hey, Noang, if you do another 2 weeks, I'll give you another 100,000. Or maybe I say another $1 million. Would you do it? I think most people would be like, well, yeah, I fucking did this. I survived the 2 months. What's another fucking 2 weeks? And I think that's most of like the shit of like doing something that's hard or like exhausting or like too much for you. It's doing as much as you can handle without breaking, and then realizing that actually you can do this significantly more than you thought you could, and always pushing yourself in that direction will have you surprised at like, dude, I used to fucking fold after streaming for like an hour, and there's been times where we've been able to go to like 5 or 6. Now and again, I think if I continue to like do that constantly, eventually you'd get like become your new normal. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what you think about all that, because for me, I totally do understand that. Like I'm in that right now. I'm feeling really, really, really like mentally tired. But also I know that like if I can get past this little thing, I think I'm good.
I can see that. But the reason PPL are so much more productive in the final hours is because pushing herself past normal limits in order to get it done.
Yeah, I could see that too. Do you also not think it's an element of like? Well, I guess there's two versions. There's a person that's probably high likelihood to like procrastinate in general, and then they have all of the mental capacity that they probably could to finish it. But then there's other people who are probably it's almost like the person who's able to like do everything in the last minute and succeed, versus the person who's able to do everything in the last minute and not succeed. Like, what's the difference? It's probably because one person already has the level of competency to perform. But then I always think of the question of like, what if they were able to perform like that significantly, like all the time? And then you might say, well, then they burn themselves out. But what if they were able to do as much as they possibly could to last minute, and then they give themselves a break, and then they were able to push themselves again, and last minute, and then they give themselves a break, and then they push themselves again, and then like I feel like eventually they would get to a point where like, yeah, they could fucking output that level of absurd output over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks instead of just one day. But again, the question is of, okay, that sounds great, Grin, but what the fuck is motivating me to do that at all? A fucking good grade on a paper? Hell no. Which makes sense for like, you only really see this level of like weird fucked up work ethic in either like entrepreneurship in a lot of ways, or within like child rearing. Like if people go hours or days without sleeping.
Like my previous job and the last few months of streaming, I've built up stamina and endurance to last longer and push past my previous limits,
exactly.
Taking it steady rather than pushing too hard.
Yes, exactly. But I think that's, you always have to like, it's so funny. It's the same shit as exercising. You need to like get to your red line point, and if you never really get to the point where you're like kind of sore or tired, it's not that you can't grow. Like if you did it for like 4 years, 10 years, yeah, you'll see something. But it's a question of like, if you want to get the maximum out of this, you kind of always have to find that, like, create a new baseline, create a new normal, I guess. Which is, again, I can't stress enough how it sounds. It's easier said than done. It's like it is painful, you know. Let's do one more of these, and then I think we'll probably transition into like to probably just reacting to some stuff. But yeah, this was nice, man. I appreciate you guys let me play this. I know it sounds crazy, but like for me, I do like to have something that we're like trying to achieve in the stream, and we are, but like this is just easy, you know. Whereas next week's dispatch thing will probably be a lot of like, oh god, are we making the right choices? Fuck, shit. The only thing I wish dispatch had is like an easy mode that like slowed down the perception of time when choices, because I'm just slow at reading. So it'd be great if there was like a mechanic there that like really slowed it down, so you could like read at your own pleasure and not have to fucking like jumble your way through it. Yeah. Like, I don't really care about the quick time events being slower, but if I could get the other thing, which is funny because you think that game would have like those things. What is it called? Accessibility options that revolve around people who may be slower at reading. Funny thing is, actually, I think dude, I go all over the place when it comes to reading comprehension. Like, sometimes, because I read so much manhwa or even stories, like full-on novels sometimes. So I have a fast reading thing. It's just being able to, like, articulate it is also somewhat difficult, but it's also, my brain sometimes gets into a funk, and I always chalk it up to maybe it's some sort of form of dyslexia where, like, my brain just has a weird moment where, like, it's like something's not working, like a synapse isn't firing. You're like, I should be able to do this. I've done this before, but I don't know why right now it's so fucking difficult, you know? Like, I'll have to read a sentence like six times over, and I'm like, what's going on? Did I not sleep well? Like, what the heck? This. Lovely. Turn off our thing. Ba ba da ba da ba. Oh. That's the only thing this build does not have is a competent, like, buff set. The thing that gives us, like, buffs on your gear. Your passive buffs. I don't care that much about that, and I don't really want to. Also, we haven't got to a point where we need it to be perfect, you know? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. I'm liking the song. Helps the whole relaxation thing, you know? It's not like Outer Worlds was very taxing, though. I don't know why I just feel... I think it's because of everything else I'm doing. It's not about streaming, it's about everything else. This. Oh, am I finally capped out? No, I'm not. It's not the grenade that we want. That is a grenade. That is not the grenade we want either. No. So none of this. So actually there's some stuff over here. It's an artifact. It's a gun. Oh, it looks like a... Oh, it's a shield. It's a gun too. Alright. We're good. We got everything that we could possibly have wanted from there. Any of them are grenades? We will find out. This is the only thing I regret, is that there's a thing. Almost a despawned. There was like a thing underneath a post, but it looked like exactly what we wanted. It looked like a waterfall grenade, unfortunately. Alrighty. Oh! Backpack! Anything? Nothing. Literally nothing. Any other good thing besides the grenade? Why don't they have images, man? I probably should be looking at the artifacts. Probably should toggle both of those. Artifacts are something worth kind of making sure you get a good version of. Same with... Not artifacts, sorry. No, yeah, artifacts. Whatever the artifacts are. The enhancements. Yeah, enchantments. It's called enhancements. Jesus Christ. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let us transition into a hang-up vibe. Let's react to some shit. Enjoy some passive, weird stuff. Some memes you guys want to show us. Maybe watch that thing that Fluff said he wanted to show us. The cute VTuber is the most American-sounding woman you've ever heard, ever. Oh, all right. Oh, my body. Ah. Oh, I want to get up and stretch. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. All right. Oh, can I show you guys something before we react to this? Check this out. This may not be for everybody, but 'tis for me. Darkified. Okay, guess what?
McFlufferkin said Clover is a sweet pea.
She is, to me, an absolute unit. But, so you guys know how I'm getting into engraving and stuff like that, metal eroding, or whatever you want to call it. So the issue is, the thing that I'm struggling with is I basically wasn't able to, like, there's a thing that they do with engraving where they take, like, either oil-based black acrylic, or the oil-based black paint to kind of, like, cover it, and then you wipe it away, and that reveals, like, it darkens the background, like, the depth, so that you can see the things that you brought forward more. Unfortunately, I don't have oil-based acrylic paint. I have acrylic, which is awful. It's the reason why oil works so well is because it seeps in there and it can be like wiped off, like a kind of it seems very much like a polish or like a stain. But there is another thing that you could buy called gun blue, and I'm sure Kat knows this, but basically it's like a metal staining agent. Now I bought some on Amazon, but these motherfuckers have not sent it, and I can't cancel my order. Like, so they're out of stock, and I can't cancel my order to buy another one that's even cheaper, I found. and they refuse to like do that. So I was unable to do it. So I just finished the last one I did, which I actually quite like the way it turned out, but I haven't been able to, like, I had to use the shitty acrylic paint, so it looks a little bit more, like, dirty than it probably should. But here is, like, what essentially is supposed to be the dirty side, which is, like, it's basically off of, like, Norse runes. I don't know if I should have kept my light on, maybe. Which way do we go? We go this way? There. But it's supposed to look kind of like fucked up, and you'll notice because of like the other side. Sorry, my hands are fucking gross. Anyways, but yes. Also, I know I have to trim my nails. Anyways, very cool. I think basically all these symbols are like Norse symbols for like good luck and good fortune, whether it's like good fortune with harvest, all these things. This is basically my attempt to make the luckiest coin on the planet. So that's that side. That side is basically a series of like Norse runes, which, by the way, could be bullshit. They could be some sort of weird fucking D&D runic game thing that ChatGPT was like, hey, guess what, idiot? This one I think is legit, though. This is the Buddhist Infinity Knot, I think is what it's called, which actually is fucking awesome. It turned out really cool, I think. Now, it did fuck up here because the paint was thin, and I still have, like, bad coins. So, like, the coins have this, like, what's called, like, this penny material. They have like this pink penny material on one side.
Said one of these React segments, Emma uploads some of the animations they be doing in Nikkei. They always look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, what do you call it? That'd be fantastic, Lone. But I was gonna say, I'm still working with like really shitty coins because they have like a paint layer, and then they have.
Knowing Fetus said it looks decently aged, like it was made in the 1920s.
That's because of the black, basically. But I what's better is if I could stain it. And then scrape off with the sandpaper the like extra stain. That way the black look remains metal black instead of like clearly like eroded black, which is what like the oil base or the acrylic paint is making it look like. But yeah, so for me, it sucks because like the coins that I got still have like a paint layer, which I think is to make them like last, and then they have like a penny layer, which is what this side actually has. It's like it's penny. It's like a different type of metal, like plate, which sucks. It sucks. Because it's just so hard to like etch. So in order to get this to like function, I had to like eat all the way around it deep so that it revealed the normal metal and kept the plate.
Said, use a wash to fill in the recesses and bring out the colors.
Well, that's what the gun blue is supposed to do. The gun blue is supposed to basically stain the entire thing, and then you use sandpaper to reveal like the high points essentially. But yes. But I'm happy with this one. This one actually, like, to me, They have, like, you progressively getting slightly better, with this one being kind of ass as the first one I did, because mostly I was just trying to test things out, and this one being slightly better than that one, although I know you can't really see it perfectly, because it's a mess, and yes. And then this one actually being, like, especially this one that was actually, like, meant to be a complex design, and, like, could I actually pull off something with, like, that requires intricate detail, which actually I was able to do. So progressing slowly, even though my tools are honestly kind of broken. Like, I don't have the right coins to make this easy. Like, I should be averaging like 7 of these fucking things. But the issue is that the coins require me to like grind out so much, like just to get to the metal that I can actually affect, or that like looks the way I want it to. Because otherwise I could have all of this just be pink. But until I get the gun blue and know what that looks like, if the pink turns into like a rusty black like background, that maybe can work. But if it just turns into like a more of a, like a penny rusty pink, then I don't think it's going to stand out as much. But we'll see. But needless to say, still progressing. I've made also a series of tiny hand tools, such as this little guy. Little scraper.
11,234 said they look great as representing how far you've come.
They don't look right. The first, actually, I think the other one looks really good, actually. I think it's just the dark one. I think it looks a little scuffed. But this one also, check out this little perfect situation there. Boom. Anyways, it's part of that, what do you call it? Same thing as that plastic, that hard plastic stuff I showed you guys a long time ago. Anyways, thank you for letting me do a little bit of show and tell. Appreciate you. Yeah, I hope I eventually, like, a couple months pass, and then I can, like, make another purchase of, like, $20 on these coins that are not fucking messed up. Anywho, let's rock. What's this about?
Calling for your toe means, uh-oh. I don't got no toes. I don't got no legs.
Wouldn't it be crazy if she just had feet, like little fucking feet toes right here? That'd be awful.
I don't got legs. I don't even got a single. I don't even got a single leg.
Dude, that's the one thing where I don't know. I've never seen a dude do that. Women are naturally like okay with being cute. I don't know if as a dude, if you had like a fucking model, you would be like, like play into the amorphizing it, I guess.
I'm devoid of legs, let alone toes.
This whole legs having business with the whole PewDiePie arc, I just immediately think that. Anywho, very cute, very wholesome. Also, I didn't read it. Creator of my slime beaver avatar and the double-edged sword of it. Legs are kind of mid, honestly. At least when it comes to... I'm not gonna... I do not want to be... I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, legs great. I don't want to not lose them. Copyright music, got it. We'll mute it. Me and my boys, after we remove those stupid spheres, I speak everywhere, from the gumball machine. Mute it. What is this? Life could be dreams. What is going on? Well, there's so much happening. Just a normal juggling gif. Nothing weird about it. And he beams you. Bah! Ouch, stop hitting me. Testing my evil death beam. What was that one? What was happening? I guess we're doing juggling now. Is this like if AI art or AI decided to like make a meme? What is happening? Appears before you in a puff of smoke. Traveler, the road ahead is dangerous while juggling rats. Okay. My hat with juggling balls. Ouch. Yikes. Ooh. Hot potato. Got it. Yeah. Can you stop fighting over the fucking ball, please? Biblically accurate angel. And be not afraid. Season my dish. I don't know what the origin of this is.
Snoring Fetus said legs are number 2 for me, personally. In my list of physical priorities of what I like.
For me... Well, I feel weird about it because people always say stuff like that, but like I also think like face, like to me, if you had a lady that looked crazy, you know what I mean, and like super like not attracted to your face at all, but then you were attracted to like her body only. I don't know about that, man. I mean, I like. I'm not gonna say what I forget about it. Playing bongo jams, killing you. You are one. You're on this council, but we do not grant you.
Catman 11,234 said, "This is a montage of people editing a juggling GIF with funny music."
Oh, so it's just one GIF, and then they decide to like go apeshit. Got it.
This is the sort of silliness I did back in school, learning animation with that sort of software.
Oh.
My teacher liked my results so much, he asked to use it as example.
Ooh, yeah, man. Yeah, see, there's a lot. That's why my brother had a similar kind of thing happen, except it wasn't with animations. It was with welding. He was in like one of those classes, and he had like an amazing weld, like right out the hop. And the teacher was like, "You should do this professionally. Like most people do not have this weird skill." And my brother never pursued it. But it's fucked up when you think like those are like poison for the brain. Just think about what if I did? I'd probably make bank, or my brother would make a bank. Probably. Actually, my brother already made bank. He found other loopholes. Yeah. I feel like something went wrong with my juggling. What is that? Punching your stupid face. Pow! Juggling this party. Juggling the world. No, you're meanie. Give me back my ball. I just happening so fast. Get swarm, idiot. Forget tripping in the juggle dimension. Got it. New to juggling. We call this down thing. Then there's this fucking cunt out here double trying harding like crazy. So which boss in Super Juggler Lab RPG was your favorite? I personally really liked the Centipede. I guess there's so much. My brain is just I can't. We're moving on, but I want to absorb as much as possible. Get a load of that guy. He's pretty good at juggling. Man, wish I could juggle like that. That's the stupidest shit, but that's my humor. I don't know why. That gay guys. That I didn't mean to say that gay guys, but that guys was I don't know. I feel my brain is melted. I don't know why. I put my brain in like a stupor. All right. A Japanese equivalent of Michael Jackson showing up to sing Thriller at your local bar. I hope it's not copyrighted, but let's see. I think it is. Young boy. This is the thing. Become a legend. Ba 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 da 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 da. I had to finish. We could have stopped, but I had to. You have to hit the thing. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what I think of. So shit. We checked out this one. We checked out this one. And we checked out this one. We checked out all of these as well, except for the fabled one that we cannot show. Ba ba da ba da. We checked out that one and that one. Oh my arm. All of these, I think. Good. Ready to rip. All right. Good. Oh my armpit. Okay. This one. What is this? My self-defense. Is this one of those iconic things where like, oh, this is another one of those. These are great. Or did we already see this one? Maybe it's another one. Fighting skills. If someone real life self-defense.
If someone pulls a firearm, you're gonna pocket dice, unload the weapon, toss it aside. If he switches to his knife, you're gonna get wrist control, spatula, bop, 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 disarmed. If he comes,
I think I own that exact fucking spatula, dude.
Back with a baseball bat, you're gonna duck under, wait for it, and Gen Z.
McFlufferkin said.
Flawless.
Pretty sure she's the original singer of that Evangelion opening theme, so an incredible encounter with a local celebrity.
That was just in a random bar? I feel like it was on a TV show. It still is crazy. Also, I love the idea that you do this. Boom. Just immediately get shot in the head. Jesus. I should finish this. I was going to say, also side thing. You can actually like engrave stuff with like certain components, like nickel or like gold, but it has you doing some chemistry shit that I'm not sure I'm comfortable doing. Anyways,
ruined Western boxing because now it's just 12 rounds of jabs. But the whole reason it's this is how you
whole reason it's called boxing. Why?
Make your shins indestructible. You can start by just kicking Thai pads. When you feel like that's easy,
Catman11234 said yes, that was the point of my caption. She was the original singer. Also, the video continues and she gets dancers eventually.
Oh, she gets dances? Okay, yeah. The thing is, guys, I also don't know. Like, we have so much stuff to get to. I also don't know when the right point is to pivot. So you guys got to be generous with me about how much I show. Because a part of me is also like, how long, like, it reminds me of the time when sometimes we would watch like a VTuber collage. And there was times when I would be like, a little spent on the VTuber thing, and we probably should have moved on. Instead, I watched the full thing, and I kind of didn't have always the best reaction to it because I was kind of fatigued. So I always like to move on before that happens. Like, I don't want to overstay my welcome. It's also because we have so much shit to get to, and I always want to make sure I give credit to everyone. And also, Kat, I know you're not saying this. Just to be clear, I know you're like, just saying, hey, there's more shit, just in case you wanted more. But that's from my perspective, that's where I'm always trying to balance, if that makes any sense.
You can try to start checking the side of the Thai pad. And when you feel like your shins are ready, you can move here or the...
Ooh! Shit! Dude, I watched this guy called Houston Jones, and he just showed how brutal, how, like, you could just eviscerate your shins with so much stuff like that. Ugh.
Top 3 deadliest styles of boxing. Soviet style, Mexican style, American style.
The American style is a flawless situation, unless you're living in... You go to prison, but... I think you guys have some standard ground, some sort of thing. I don't know what it is, but anyways. But yes. You caught me mid-typing my response saying I was... I know. That's why I always like to... Again, it's one of those things where, like, sometimes someone will say something, and I'm like, oh, this is a good opportunity for me to mention something I think is relevant for everyone to know moving forward. Like, hey, when it comes to, like, reacting to stuff, I'm always trying to play it back in my head of, like, okay, this is something that, like, I don't want to overstay my welcome. I want to try to absorb it as much as possible. I want to keep the ball rolling because we do have so many other things that I want to show, So, again, it's not that you are the catalyst. Oftentimes, it's honestly fluff. Fluff is usually the person who says something, and then I use Fluff comment as an example to go on this, knowing full well I know Fluff didn't mean that. It's just an example of like, this is a good opportunity to talk about this. Also, what's good, Matism? Matism, I still see you on that lo-fi music grind, buddy. Good shit. Good for you. Just checking in to see how you. I'm doing pretty good, Matism. How about you? How's your life? What are the components of your life look like? What kind of job you be having? You got a relationship now? Are you happy? It's a bad question to ask. Maybe it's a spiral question, but anyways.
How you generate explosive power in your strikes. You're gonna step in and plant your feet. You're gonna drop your weight and really load up the hips and shoulders. And now the key to explosive power,
solid grenade choice. I made color bass. What's that? What's color bass? What is that? Did I just walk into a fucking thing?
One pulls a fire.
Also, great suggestion.
Fetus said many states have stand your ground rights/laws, but it's not every state/principality.
Yeah, all I remember as a Canadian, is seeing a guy, like a cop or like a sheriff is probably what it was. A sheriff who is basically like, one sec, my hair is my face. It was like a sheriff basically being like, kill him. Like, if they're on your property, kill them. It'll leave less paperwork for us. Get rid of them. And you're like, damn, that guy is ain't no one breaking into anyone in that place. Jesus. Some people be popping off. Also, kid, did we watch? Did you mark it already for me? Kid stood 10 toes down and showed them goose. We watched that one. Yeah, it's a kid who just fucking holds it by the throat and says, fuck you. Oh, we did mark it. More self-defense tips. I think we did watch that one just now. And don't know if it's AI or not, but yes.
Catman 11,234 said that sheriff clip was from Florida.
I think it's AI.
They stand your ground laws mean that, yes, people can basically just end you if you break into their house with no repercussions.
Which I know we're always like, I think a lot of us are like, hey man, why the fuck are you trying to break into my house? But at the same time, I remember watching one of these stories where like it was just like a racist grandpa that like a ball literally rolled into his yard. They went and picked it up, and then the guy just killed 2 people. So like there's that, which is like, but if you are breaking into a window, I'm kind of like, guess what? You're dying. I think that's fine. But when a kid ball rolls into the yard, I don't know if you should just fucking open fire on a child. Anyways, I digress. What is going on with this? This is AI for sure. Hundo P. It's funny because it's warping basically. There's always like slight warping situations. Also perfection.
Fetus said probably Florida or Texas or referring to. Although my aunt was told when she got her concealed carry permit to pull anyone she shot into her house so she could claim D&E.
That's great. I have heard stuff like that too, where people are like, "Hey, dude, I've never in the South or in Florida." And those I always associate like Florida and the South very similar as like far as like the people are like very unique and iconic in both of those areas, for better or worse, But I oftentimes hear stuff like that a lot, or people are just, and I kind of get slight reminiscent-y things of it. Not quite, but like Alberta is probably the most, like pretty, yeah. I don't want to, yeah. Anyway, but yes, this is also the only thing that I will say with plate armor. You don't know if this is all hollowed out. You know what I mean? This could be a bed of lies. The hips are harder to lie about. Also, is this his maiden? By God. What does it say? If you see this, it's a sign for you to get a goth. Why is this goth GF? Why is this goth GF reminiscent? I don't think this is. I feel like this is crusade. This is saying get you a big, strong Catholic woman. You might have to wait till marriage, but I don't know. Maybe it'll go well. I don't know. If that was not AI, that would shock me. But I'm pretty sure I would put money down. Solid $10. That is AI. One more from Lone. This will end Lone's stack. My husband. Oh wait,
Ron is so mad at me right now because I asked for a piece of bacon. Yeah. And I took a piece of bacon, and now he's mad.
Extra bacon.
Well, boy, first of all, don't fuck with the ratio of bacon on the thing.
Not goth.
Oh, Gothic? Did I fuck up? I might have seen it wrong. You're probably right. Probably said Gothic. Still Gothic, I feel like it doesn't. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. I don't know. When I think of Gothic, I still think of like I guess you think of archways and shit like that. Yeah. Also, sorry. Tim says, I'm also moving. Still doing iffy on my mental health because I just encountered debt for the first. Yeah, man, you gotta be careful with that. But sometimes you only have to. Yeah, sometimes it unfortunately circumstance forces you into it. So yeah, I do understand. But yeah. Luckily, the Department of Revenue put my debt on hold. So until I get a job. Yeah, that's nice. There are definitely options that you can always leverage and use, which is good. It's also nice when people are trying to like give you some sort of out, or like not out, sorry, like some sort of way of managing the thing that you probably most people don't know how to manage. Matilda says, color bass is a genre of dubstep that uses video coder harmonizer to make their synth and dubstep noise more colorful and more harmonic. It's funny you mention it. I think I literally seen like a YouTube short the other day about this, which was like a girl who is like, first she sounded like she was doing the Avatar meme of like, first the Fire Nation attacked, but then she starts adding like bass and like she starts like, look like she was writing code. I'm sure I think it's popping right now, so I think most people have seen it. But yeah, what's this guy's argument? Because I'm kind of on this side with this. You don't fuck with the ratio of waffle to egg to all of it. It all has to be. It's a science of this much of this and this much of that, and you eat it, and then you get the perfect ratio. You get the perfect bite. Let's see.
Get another order. Eat one piece. I'll eat the rest. Don't take my one.
It's just one piece of bacon, John.
You got one piece of bacon that I was gonna eat. It's not.
I do think he has a bit of this is to me. The reaction is like, I've been pissed at you this whole day, and I've been pissed at everybody this whole day, and you fucked up. You made a mistake that probably wasn't as bad, but I've been mad this whole day, had a hard day at work. I'm going on site on whoever fucking breaks the seal. And that's what this feels like.
I'm like, oh, I'm done. Do you want it? No, it's like, I hadn't even taken it.
Are you guys this person? So like, I hear people talk about relationship a lot, and they're like, I fucking hate people picking at my food. I don't have any issue with it. I don't think. I feel like I don't think I have any issue with it. I think it's usually the way. Like, so one thing that would piss me off is like hypocrisy. So like, if what do you call it? Someone was taking food off my plate, I'm like, sure. If I take some off their food, they're like, whoa, I'd be fucking, I can't even describe to you how mad I'm. I'd be like 10 times more mad than this guy. I'd be like, excuse me? You fucking eat all, that's my probably kryptonite, probably. Sharing food is my, like food, I think that's nice. I think that like, so long as it's a reciprocal thing, but if it's somebody who is like, no, I just want to try yours, but like, I don't think, why do you want mine?
Like, you're like, said, order your own bacon. Don't take from someone's food unless offered.
Gnawing Fetus said, if I order something, I am going to eat it. Don't eat my shit. It's mine.
So yeah, so a lot of people in the chat are in that camp for sure. I would be a little mad. Do not touch my food unless I offer. Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit. I don't think that much. The one thing I would be annoyed with is like the circumstance where I would be with you guys, pitchforks in hand, let's fuck shit up. I'm the kind of eater that like saves the best for last. So if I was like eating all the shitty stuff and then your partner comes out of nowhere and fucking takes the best stuff at the last minute, I'd be like, yeah, that's fucked up. That's not right. But I don't know if I would care that much about the thing. Like, because to me, like, I also think that like a lot of it is, I mean, like marriage or a relationship is like reciprocal, and like ideally when you're in a relationship, I think you're hopefully supposed to be seeing yourself as like a team. So I guess I don't know. It wouldn't be a deal breaker. I guess how it's the way that they would do it. You know, maybe if they asked, but I wouldn't think if they asked it would be a big deal. I think again, to me, the thing that would really fuck me up is if they like took a bit of my eggs and then I went to like try their like drink that they got and they'd be like, what? I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm mad. You know, I don't know what that says about me. Like what version of it that I don't have such a problem with it? Is it like the hypocrisy or is it the betrayal? I don't know, but both of those words feel appropriate.
You literally took the first piece.
I just wanted a piece of bacon. I only wanted one.
Bacon. I'll be less mad at you doing that and eating one piece of it than you taking one.
McFlufferkin said, unless established that you're sharing food. Bacon comes at a premium and they ration it out, so if he only gets 2 strips, he's not sharing.
Yeah, I guess I'm maybe it's fucked up, but like I'm not thinking about it like that way. I'm thinking about it like, oh, my food is your food because you're someone who I deeply care about and and want to be like taken care of. So like the fact that you could like, I'm experiencing this food of yumminess and pleasure. I want to share that pleasure with you. I understand the perception of like the betrayal of not asking or something like that, but I also I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess to me, it kind of falls into that like kind of category of like, well, if this is my lady, you're swapping spit, you're sleeping in the same bed together. Like, this is a weirder line to kind of draw. But I guess I get this is not just fluff. This is like a lot of people have it. Like, they do not like people fucking with their food. Which is hilarious. So I think of animals in a lot of ways. Like there's certain dogs that are like, whatever, you can have your food in the bowl or whatever. There's dogs who are like, don't fucking come near me when I'm eating. It's mine. Like, oh fuck, okay.
Lone Syndicate said, I rather just buy more food if you want some.
Yeah, I think this is probably like the most cordial way of like, if he's just like, I would appreciate it if you were to buy more bacon then, because that way, because I still want more, I would like more my one piece of bacon that you took and all that stuff. Then that's the solution to this problem. Like, if you're more focused on like, how do I just resolve this and solve this problem of like, okay, we can just order another plate of bacon though. Going forward, I guess I'll ask you if I could take something. And I guess that's probably the most mature thing to do. I just also,
knowing Fetus said, no, my food is my food.
Yeah.
It'll share if asked, usually, but don't take without asking.
Yeah. Again, I can see the version of it where like you're with some toxic bitch who's just horrible and just constantly mean to you. But if you're like a person who like your girl always like washes your clothes for you, cleans up your room, and does like so much nurturing stuff for you already, and you're like, but my food's my food, bitch. Like, oh, shit.
You discover the girlfriend portion where you basically take what you've eaten and just order 1/3 of that, and she's happy.
Yeah, I'm about to say there's also a version of that where like your lady might say like, hey, I don't want any food. She wants food.
Covington said it's a bad behavior. These types try to coerce their date partner to steal their meal and give the excuse of not ordering it themselves because it tastes better.
I don't know if people are that sinister. Maybe. I tend to kind of try to give people the benefit of that. That's quite a bit. I mean, not that that's not possible. Like, I think, yeah, there's some crazy lady who's like real toxic like that. Maybe. I just feel like most people are probably just like, you're making that food look really good. I want to try some of it, and they want to try some of it. And I guess I don't know. I tend to think like relationships should be about, and maybe it's wrong to think this way, but like should be about trying to be in service of that other person. So like if both parties are in service of the other person, then I feel like you actually make it really good. So if a person's like, oh honey, do you want more bacon? I could order some. Like I think there's a version of this. Like this is why I kind of like when I look at this guy.
Syndicate said I have reels of exactly that. I'll upload those at a later time.
Oh really? Okay.
Catman 11,234 said I've been in the camp of she won't eat unless I remind her, so I'm showing up with at least an order of fries. LOL.
That's brutal. That's tough. that's a gamer girl. I heard it. What was I saying? Something about like, like again, I think if you think about it in that terms of like always being in service to your partner or trying to aim for that at least, and knowing that some days you're going to have like 20% in the gas tank, which is what like seemingly he is at right now. To me, it would be nice if your partner was like, oh, honey, you wanted some bacon? I could order another plate so we both have enough, because I wanted quite a bit too. And that's like a version of it. Like that's kind of communication skills of being like, here's how I point out that I don't like that, but here's how we can solve it. And if then she was like, we don't need to order more, then he'd be like, we do. And that's when you could have like a conversation about like, we both need to be happy in this. We both need to be taken care of.
I want to order this piece of this order of bacon.
Yeah, I'll eat it all. It's fine. It's no problem. Do it right now. I'll call your bluff.
Gnawing Fetus said, I don't mind sharing most anything. But don't fucking take shit without asking, and expect me to be okay with it.
Yeah, no, again, I've seen too much of this, where I completely, like, I don't think there's a right thing here. I think this is, like, if you're a person that, like, deeply enjoys food and, like, it feels like there's a certain boundaries, it totally makes sense. I don't think there's, like, someone could say definitively, this is the only way to operate. Like, no, it's based on, like, whether your partner is, how do you feel about your partner, based on the person. So this is something that I understand people have a very strong opinion about this, but for me, when I put myself in that position, this is the kind of things I feel like, which is, like, yeah, my brain tends to be in that camp of like being in service of your partner and wanting them to like share the joys that you're sharing. But other people don't feel that way, or they're like this person has to prove that they're like this for me. Maybe it's like a boundary that they've stated, you know, like people in the past have taken advantage of me and all that stuff. Or I really like food. Like you're asking me to take a loss on something that means a lot to me. This is like a comfort thing. This is like a pampering to me. When I get to sit down, enjoy a nice meal. These are all the variables that are perspectives for people that are true. So again, I fully understand why people have a whole skew of this. I just try and tell you guys where I fall, and why I look at things the way I do. Fluff says, I've been given a legit reason, like a dude would have been happy to order their own food, but they play coy and make excuses rather than paying. It's straightforward. It's manipulation if he pays.
Okay.
Can I get another order of bacon? Thank you.
He really ordered another thing of bacon.
Yeah. You had your one piece already, right? So you don't need any more.
Wait, no, hold on.
But you had the one piece.
You
said you only wanted one piece.
Okay, but even.
But no, remember, I only want one piece. Right? You had one piece.
You're gonna eat all that bacon, John.
Out of spite, my heart gonna hurt.
You got double order bacon. Like, I could have the bacon if I want.
You wanted one piece. This is 3 now.
Dude, some people look at food like warfare. They're like, I'm gonna prove a point and I'm gonna fuck you up. This is just being like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's the, I don't know.
said, see, he's calling her bluff.
No, I know, but I don't feel, to me, like, this is a fight I do not think is worth fighting unless this is like a consistent pattern of like a thing that drives you nuts. Like, again, this is why like it's so different. Like for Fluff, clearly this is some shit ain't happening. But for me, unless it happened a ton and I felt like I was being like pulling the rug out from under me type of thing, then I don't get it. So this is why there's a massive disconnect. But I do think it's funny that he is still playing. Like it doesn't seem like they're like true animosity. It seems like he's kind of trying to put out a barrier for him, which makes sense.
Bacon again, you get through walking paper. You understand?
Oh, Jesus Christopher Columbus. You're out your minds.
I don't play about my bacon. I don't play about my puppies. I don't play about my bacon.
The puppies things is a great takeaway. You know what I mean? Also, it is funny that this is his wife, apparently. So like this is something that they've been like, this is like years in the making that this guy has been like probably dealing with the whole bacon thing, like the picking off plate thing. But again, I've never seen such a like a through thread throughout most people, which is people who just dislike like the whole food thing. Like people have such a strong emotion about this thing, about like the food thing, and I'm just surprised to see. I'm not surprised to see, I guess. I'm just so curious why it triggers this very like visceral response for people, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's like you can order more food, possibly unless you're in a financial situation that you wouldn't. In that case, that straight makes sense.
Said, "Oh wait, it's his wife." Then that's a totally understandable interaction of a married couple.
And then being frustrated with the picking off the plate. Wait, let me see. Cat says agrees that GRINN, lol, this is not something I'd pursue. Yeah, I think it's, like for some people it makes sense because like this is a thing that matters to them. But like for me in my head the whole time I was seeing this, I'm like, pick your battles, man. I don't think this matters too much. You can just order another plate of bacon, you know. I do think it makes sense for her to kind of, like I don't know, you have to like get her to acknowledge, but the idea of like, if you want food, we can order more food, because it's something that I noticed that dudes have to play with. Maybe this could probably be a variable. I didn't consider that actually. This could be a variable of people who like food and ladies seems to be a synonymous issue in relationships across the board. Whether like they don't know what to decide on to eat, they constantly like will take my food because I buy the nice tasty thing and they buy the healthy thing and then they eat off my plate. All these variables. I guess the issue that the thing I don't agree with entirely is the negative, like the ill intent, or a lot of times it's just people being flawed and like being like, oh, I'm trying to better myself, but then I can't help it when I see you eating it because it looks so good, and then I cave, and then I do all this stuff, and I try to be better, but oftentimes failing at it, and all these kind of things. But it's funny that they're like clearly this is their dynamic where they're like both combative, which sometimes that works really well, dude. Also, Fluff says this happens more than you might think. Men and women don't communicate on the same level. Oh no, I think it happens all the time. I think the whole men communicate, or what do you call it? I'm not sure if they don't communicate in the same level. I just also don't think people have had enough experience communicating with women and vice versa. So like I actually have I've always had a really easy time communicating with women, but I think it's because I grew up with cousins and 90% of my friends were ladies. So yeah, you get like a weird sense for like what they mean and not what they say, I guess, if that makes any sense. Kat says, oh wait, it's his wife. That's totally understandable interaction for a married couple. Mao, at least the playful aspect. All I ask is for communication in my dating profile. Yeah, I think it's just interesting how so many people can have like a response to something that for many people are so different.
Lone
I guess, you know.
Said, can we watch the one above that one to end it off for mine?
Sure. Is it this one? Now this is the type of prank I can get behind. Or did I miss that one? Or is this the one alone? Or did I accidentally like... AI? Yes, that's that one. So it's this one. Got it. What is this one? Convincing people they are weaker than a Girl Scout. All right, perfect. Let's see. Brother, I think I would fucking just... or just be like, easiest weight of my life. I wonder how much that actually weighs. Ooh, it's on a raised platform, though. Fuck. Oh, and they gave us 2. That's gotta be like... it could be, yeah. Well, it can't be that bad, because this would bend or break or warp if it wasn't... Yeah. I hope some fucking jacked dude. Oh, I see. Also, this is the thing that kills me. We used to grow up on this, like this weird thing, and it always ruins it when someone's like, you don't notice the fucking camera right in the middle of the way. You're like, oh, this is all actors and this is all... You got it. They love that shit guy. Oh. I wish there was a person that was just like fucking... like, going beat red, but like, nope. I refuse. I refuse. Ooh, okay. Now, maybe that whole fucking thing is full of things. Maybe you're not supposed to pick it up by the handle. I do think it'd be hilarious if seeing someone pick it up and the fucking things warp because it's so much weight on those little handles. That's fun. But yeah, those things always... I don't know. I just wish they were real. I get it. Maybe they are. Maybe there's some sort of weird tech, but I feel like, yeah. Theoretically, you could just like a camera with a lot of zoom and stuff in it, you know? There's ways, but it just feels like too perfect. But yes.
Lone Syndicate said, I love harmless pranks such as this.
Yeah, well, those ones are always fun. Like,
Catman 11,234 said, video description says the show is Canadian, called Gags.
Oh, I thought it was just for laughs. I remember that being one that was also, that was similar. Maybe that's what it was called in America. Who knows? Who knows? But, ladies and gentlemen, we are winding down. Oh, heaven help me. On my back. Jesus. I hope you guys have an absolutely spectacular Saturday. All right, I'm off to go see if I can muster the courage to mentally push through and do some actual work. I have a little bit of coffee left. I can down it. Hope and pray for a dream that we're able to actually progress and check off this stuff on the list. But there is a video. It's not that my proudest. It's honestly just made to be like a time capsule for this weird event that took place with the Valve Deckard type thing or the Steam Frame thing. But if you want to watch me ramble for like, I think it's 15 minutes, so it's a little bit of a faster video, then check that out if you so desire. But next week, the plan is to
Lone Syndicate said, don't forget the Ziz and Woo-Wah.
Yes, I will. I'll try to wrap that up as well. But yes, tomorrow, the main goal will be to... not tomorrow, sorry. Next week, the main goal will be to do dispatch, but I will also say, there might, unless there's like some sort of weird thing with ZZZ or Withering Waves, it's like a massive update, maybe, and even then I still think we might focus on dispatch. Now, I think I'll probably throw one stream in there for, what is it called, for Outer Worlds, just so we're making good headway there. But, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Also, Fluff, I think, is streaming, and it will be continuing to stream all of next week. And not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, unless things change. Look up, me and Fluff might be having our weird podcasting stream as well. So if you want to see me and Fluff shoot the shit, it won't be happening this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So I'll be sure to remind you next Saturday, I guess, because that's when we'll be streaming next. But let me cue up the transition to Fluff stream. boopity boppy. And also, if you wanted some more content of me that's more of like the streams, so it's just good background noise, we did an awesome stream with Kat. If you go to our Discord, it'll probably be able to link it there in the announcements tab. It'll be right there. We did a fantastic stream with Kat. Talked about a lot of fun stuff. Boaty and Fluff were there, so we had some of the gang shooting the shit with all of us, which is fun. And yeah, so if you wanted more content, we did about 2 hours, something like that. Great time. So if you wanted some more content to watch when you're playing games in the background, that's a great choice. I hope I can see you guys again on Thursday. Go give Fluff some love, and I hope I can see you next time. Goodbye for now, my friends.